Woo-hoo-hoo! It's a little chilly here. You know what? Before we get this thing started, cheers. So a quick sip of the warm juice, coffee that is, and we're ready to rock here at the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. My name's Manny Vargas. I'm here with Terry McKenna. Terry's going to give us the lowdown on what to expect today and also the conditions.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the swell has dropped a little overnight. The forecast yesterday, Manny, showed the swell was, and the period would festival. After all, it is a qualifying series event, so the show must go on. Tomorrow is looking really small along with Saturday, so it's imperative that we get some competition done today. And it looks like we're just going to be rolling through round 5, and fingers crossed we might even get into round 6 if conditions permit.
And you know what we've been seeing throughout the entire week we've been here is there's this high tide push. When the tide starts changing, it actually brings in a little bit more swell. So later, closer to like midday, we start seeing an increase in power that comes in. So the later heats are going to probably see a little bigger waves, which means it's going to be a little bit more bigger moves, more pop in their lip maneuvers. But you know what? Right now, it's still contestable. Out in the water, let's get out there and bring you up to speed.
Check it out.
All right, so out in the water, we do have and we have Antonio Cardoso, the winner of the 2017, and that happened in his own backyard. How awesome is that?
It was insane. And, of course, the young guy from the Canaries, Lionel Medina, is currently sitting in third position at the moment. He's chasing some pretty big numbers. He's been off to a slow start, but look at these numbers here for Kevin Oliwela, a 7 and a 6, and then you've got Cardoso with the 6.5 and the 6.0. So really tough out here this morning, Manny. Very inconsistent, of course, using the 3-man priority, but wave selection.
And we're starting to see what he can do. I'm going to say probably 2 new scores or a giant 8.01 to get into that second place spot.
Yeah, that's right. Not out of the question, of course. He's such a talented young rider coming up. Speaking of talent, heat number 2 of this round 4, we'll see. Of round 5 it is. We'll see Roberto Bruno, Semi Moritino, and Carlos Sanz from the Canaries. So we have some really stacked heats here today, Manny.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see the internet. The 2018 APB World Tour. And that's going to be pretty exciting to watch. But here they are getting warmed up to possibly take a win. Now Medina looking for an 8.01, but nice clean backflip. The little man can pull off those flips and see.
I mean, conditions are really nice and clear. A first-class setup. There's the big speakers all ready. We've got a again.
Yeah, what they did is pretty spectacular, and the fact that they're bringing in, having this as one of the main parts of the festival, the Bodyboard Festival. In fact, it started yesterday. They started adding more things, and by the weekend, we're going to have live bands. We're going to have a ton of food carts. We're going to have break dancers. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And, of course, from Arica, we'll go to that little shot there at Itacociara, so that'll be nice, mate. I've never been there, so I'm really looking forward to that one. But here we are here in La Cupla. player Jacqueline, and it's a beautiful part of the world here in Antofagasta, folks. It's a bit of a sort of a hazy start to the day. One of the downfalls this morning, Manny, is that the wind charts do show that around about lunchtime the wind's going to start to kick. It will blow for about 2.5 days, and on Sunday, the upshot of it is on Sunday. We're going to have some pretty big swells, man, about 2 to 2.5 meters of solid swell, lighter winds, and the best bodyboarders in the world putting on a show. So, we're going to finish with a real bang here in Antofagasta, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but anything could happen, so make sure you stay tuned on the APB Facebook page. That's where you're going to get the live updates. You're right, the forecast. But Sunday for sure, it looks like it will be going down.
Oh, yeah, circle that one on the folks, because it is going to be a spectacular day. In the meantime, of course, we do have a couple of lay days. We do have a pro junior division here that we'd like to contest, so maybe on Saturday during the festival we'll get the kids in the water. That would be nice. And of course on Friday we do have a lay day tomorrow, which is looking highly likely at this point, but stranger things have happened. We will be doing. The girls have lined it all up to get the big four-wheel drive, and they're going to chug around the. Posting all of that on our socials, the APB socials. Again, that is the competition scene here at. Yeah, these guys do a fantastic job.
This place is just full of culture, full of history. Some of the friends that are locals here were telling me some stories that there's actually an Indian tribe that was not conquered by the Spaniards when they came into South America, and they're still living as they were, back in the hills in the Andes, and I'm wondering if we can go check that out. But first, let's check this out. Looks like there is a set coming in. Is anyone in position? Who has priority? Antonio Cardoso? No, up and over.
All right, well, that one looked like it was going to. So Lionel Medina, Lionel needs 8.01. He's chasing big numbers. He's in third priority. Again, Kevin and Antonio are such experienced campaigners. They got off to a flying start in this opening heat of the day. Coming up next, as we said, Moises Silva from Chile will take on Roberto Bruna from Brazil. And from Brazil will be in the red. Semi Moratino from Hawaii will be out there in the water.
All right, looks like it's winding down and the end of the road for Lionel Medina, who unfortunately got caught in between two hard competitors. Kevin Orihuela, we saw him just absolutely surprise everybody in the last couple minutes of his last heat in round number 4, getting a backdoor barrel and ending with a maneuver to be able to knock out the big wave rider Dino Carmel from Portugal in his last heat. So Kevin, looking very strong going into the next round. Antonio Cardoso, again, he's probably still on a high from that win last October.
Yeah, that was quite a moment, wasn't it, for Antonio? And he's looking really sharp here this year with his new haircut as well.
That throws me off.
Yeah, exactly. So Kevin and Antonio, we're into the countdown. Looks like we're experienced. That one, Antonio and Kevin, and it looks like we have wrapped up for the first heat of the day here at Antofagasta, Manny, and it's off to a flying start.
That's it. Don't go anywhere. Heat number 2 underway when we come back right after this. Hola amigos, and welcome to the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Manny V here, Terry McKenna. We're bringing you the live feed from a kind of a chilly morning today.
A little chilly, that's for sure. We got the the hoodies on, and it's just a beautiful morning here, nice and fresh. And the waves, unfortunately, dropped a little bit this morning, folks, but it's still contestable. We've looked like having 8 heats here this morning. It will get the competition back on track, and at the moment, we've got our second heat of the day is currently underway.
Yeah, this is a tight one as well. Let's get out there. Heat number 2, round number 5. They are 3-man heats. Only 2 riders will advance on one end of the road for the Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Poncho, let's get out into the water and bring everybody up to speed. Here we go. Out in the water, Roberto in red, Sammy Morentino in yellow, Carlos Sanz in blue, and here we go, up and riding.
All right, so nice, clean little wave here for Roberto Bruno, and wow, that's going to be on today's standards. That's not a bad-looking ride, Manny.
Exactly. The conditions, as you can see, we're on the smaller side, but with the riders in round number 5, we're sure to see the best bodyboarding you can get out of these conditions. And Roberto Bruno clocking in a nice barrel and pulling off a roll at the end there and kicking in front of the whitewash. That most likely will be in one of the top scoring waves. But Sammy Morentino, a 6.25 for his first wave, and here he is, the Hawaiian, up and riding.
Wow, Sammy is on fire here this year. I tell you what, he's looking really focused. That world title that he picked up in drop knee last year has really fueled his competitive desire, and I'm just really stoked to see Sammy so focused and on track. And I've been following his socials, and he's been putting up some really positive stuff. It's been really cool to read.
Well, he's got pretty much the whole entire island chain of Hawaii behind him. He and the Feral crew, which is made up of Patrick Orr, Matt Crilly, and Po Haku, they travel together, and it's pretty cool to see these guys when they cruise around.
Yeah, you betcha. Okay, well, this is heat number 2 of round number 5 here at the Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival 2018. It's the 6th year of the competition, and over the next couple of days, this bodyboarding tournament will transform into an ocean festival. It's got everything to do with the ocean, and also some unbelievable music acts as well. We expect huge crowds down here across the weekend. Coming up next, though, heat number 3 of this round will feature Maxime Castillo from France, Kevin Torres from Chile, and Isaias Ravak from Brazil. So some really cool heats coming your way, folks. As you can see, the swell did drop a little overnight, but it's still highly contestable on this second QEST event of 2018.
Round number 2, round number 5, heat number 2 out in the water. I'm really excited to see these heats. I get nervous towards the end because anything could happen in the very last seconds of these heats, and it's so tense because out of the 3, one of them gets knocked out.
Yeah, that's right. We're already down to the semi-finals in the women's division. Of course, it's a really prolific event for the ladies here in Chile, as we see the rider in red, Roberto Bruno, up and riding.
All right, Roberto looking for a second better wave, and that will definitely be it, trying to better that 1.5 that he has as his second high-scoring wave. So that'll most likely put him in contention in the first or second place spot.
So this is about as small as it's going to get, folks. On Sunday, we've got a really good forecast coming, 2.5 meters of swell, light winds, blue skies, and let's head on down to the winner of the first heat with Bago. Take it away.
Much guys, and good morning to everyone back home. We're here with Kevin Orihuela. Kevin, that was a very nice heat in there. You chose to go right, and you did really good maneuvers.
Primera, una buena derecha. Llevo días viendo la ola y esta vez la entiendo mejor. Y nada, me cuadró una derecha ahí buena al principio y ya después mirando las olas se puso más lento el hit y me cuadró otra de un tubo y ahí ya hice la manga.
Well, he say he's been studying all these days a wave, and now he feels he understands it very well, a little bit better. So he just chose to go right and just had a chance to do the best on those 2 waves. Yesterday was amazing for you because you were not passing. I mean, you were not advancing in this competition. You were about to be eliminated, and in the last minute, you did that 7 point something. I don't really remember how much it was, but it was a very cool left. you actually barrel and then came out with a backflip and then do a roll on the rocks. How was it?
Increíble, la verdad que confiaba hasta el final y me cuadró la izquierda, Dino tenía la prioridad y como que miró la ola, se quitó y ya fui ahí con todo y me cuadró, tubo, backflip y rolo, increíble, lo que me hacía falta para pasar.
Yeah, he said it was just incredible. He just he felt really happy and lucky to find that left and did what he did. But because Dino had the priority, but he didn't take it, and he just like turned off and take it. You are more to a rider that likes the rights to go right, but you have improved on surfing on lefts. You have been training a lot.
Sí, llevo entrenando muchos meses de izquierda, pegándome mucho a Carlos, que es otro amigo que siempre va para
is to the right, and he's been training a lot. So congratulations, Kevin, and I hope. Do you want to say hi or say thanks to someone at home?
Gracias a todos los que hacen posible que llegue aquí, a mis sponsors, a mi familia, a mi novia y a todos mis amigos. Muchas gracias.
Okay, congratulations and best of luck for the rest of the competition. Bye.
We talked there with the winner of the opening heat, the Canary Islands. We are into heat number 2, round number 5. Sammy Moratino off to a flying start here. Sam's been on, in great form with a 6.25 and a 5.90. Roberto Bruno from Brazil holding on to a 5.5 and a 4.25. Chasing a 6.66 to try and take the lead, and Carlos Sanz, well, he's in the blue singlet, holding priority and chasing a 6.01 to try and move up into second position. So it's all about the top 2 spots here, folks, in round number 5 here at the Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. As you can see, conditions are pretty small at the moment, but it is contestable, and to stay on track with the competition, we really need to run these 8 heats of round number 5. If we don't, Manny, we're going to get a little caught at the end, but if we get these 8 heats out of the way here this morning, mate, I guess we're going to have to compress the competition a little bit to finish on Sunday.
Yeah, and that's the toughest part about any competition, whether it's bodyboarding, surfing, anything that has to do with Mother Nature at the control helm, and it's tough.
Yeah, that's right. And Arturo and Glenn and the promoters here in Antofagasta, they've controlled everything that's within their control,
yeah,
except for Mother Nature, of course. She makes the final call. But Sammy Moratino in the lead, Roberto Bruno chasing the Devil's Decibel, the old 666 to try and move up into the lead, and Carlos Sanz 6.01 to go to second.
Yeah, so it was. You know what's weird is yesterday Dion Meyer was saying, we were talking about Roberto Bruno, and he said, speak of the devil, and here he is with the devil's number. I don't know what's happening here.
That's good. And he's got it again.
Yes.
That's ironic.
No. All right, well, Roberto, I see you as an angel. Don't worry. Here we go. Last 5 minutes coming up. Carlos Sanz, 6.01. Sammy, on fire.
Yeah, he's so focused, and he's really taken this opportunity as we see Carlos
Sanz from the Canary Islands finding a lip maneuver right there. Nice clean roll, claiming it before getting out there. And you know what? That's okay, because he wants to make sure the judges see that he is in front of the whitewash, the move is completed, and then gets out of there. Because if he would have rode that wave maybe 2, 3, 4 feet more, he would have been on dry reef.
Absolutely. So putting it on the line, and let's have a look at the replay here, the APB replay. So Carlos sets it up, drops the shoulder, good strong single maneuver. It's not a claim. He's simply showing to the judges, hey, I'm in control, but I need to get out of here ASAP.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So Sammy with priority, dropping in on this left-hander. Finds a lip section, extends that roll, not super projected, but it is a completed maneuver, and he kicks out of that. So Sammy looking solid, trying just to make sure that Roberto Bruno does not get an opportunity there and uses that priority.
All right, well, there's that replay. Sammy just a nice little roll on the lip. Stalled, looking for a little something at the end there, but that's all she wrote for Sammy Moratino. Looking to try and improve a 5.90. I don't know if that will be the case on that last wave. Don't forget, too, folks, that we do have a post on, and you'll see a little post from Manny that's thrown up, and we'd love to hear from you wherever you are in the world.
What up, people? Where you at? So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes before we shoot down the shout outs, but just let us know where you're tuning in from, and then I want to know what time it is too, because I know we got some hardcore people out there. Up and riding, Roberto Bruno.
All right, so priority at the moment. That was actually a use of his priority there, and well, Carlos Sanz with that last wave 5.25 has gone into a priority situation now. Here goes Roberto. Oh, that's not a bad looking wave either. And Bruno punching it up through the lip. That's a timely sort of a wave there for Roberto with 3.5 minutes to go. He actually surrendered the priority to Carlos. Carlos needed a 4.51, but Bruno's low score of a 4.25, that could easily be critical moment there between Roberto and Carlos.
And you saw Carlos put up his hand right there, giving a signal to the beach commentator. Hey, give me the situation. I want to know what I need to do in these last few minutes to be able to get into that first or second place spot. Here is Sammy using the priority, making sure Carlos doesn't have that opportunity. Sammy, high line, looking for that inside section. Ton of speed on that bottom turn. Goes for an invert and does not pull it off, but a good attempt trying to mix it up.
Yeah, nice to see him going for it. And, of course, with a 6.25 and a 5.90, Sammy looking for more technical maneuvers to try and improve his situation. Coming up next, folks, don't go anywhere. We have Maxime Castillo, of course, the red-hot grommet, the little French guy, will be in the red singlet. Kevin Torres from Chile and Isaiah Sravac will be out there from Brazil. Again, that's the superstructure here in Antofagasta. And you can see on the main stage there, Manny, that is a big screen, a jumbotron that will be featuring the webcast throughout the weekend.
That's going to be insane. So they do have bands lined up. This is the Bodyboard Festival, Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival, and they're bringing in vendors that are going to sell food. And they actually had a few set up yesterday talking about conservation and tourism. They're really pushing the tourism, which has been taking a back seat here in Antofagasta. Now they're realizing, hey, we're sitting on a gold mine here.
Yeah, I guess what they've done is they've really focused on the Atacama Desert, and they've thought, well, you know, that's our big jewel in the crown of tourism here in Chile. When in fact they had their back towards the actual diamond in the rough was the ocean. So I guess what they're doing is a real cultural change here, not just with the people, with the government and tourism in general, and they're really embracing the whole beach lifestyle and looking at all the other countries in the world, and people are going to come here to surf these incredible waves. And the coastline and the reefs and points are pretty cool.
And
there's Arturo Soto. That is the man himself right there. Arturo is the promoter that in 2009 made the trip to Sintra. I met with Arturo there, signed him a document that got him the license for the competition, and there he is there. He realizes he's a great leader, and he's a very wise man with a good vision. Here's Carlos.
Back to the action, a nice ARS right there from Carlos Sanz. Whoa, got a ton of speed on that bottom turn. It looked like he was just in the whitewash, but was able to engage that rail and come around that section. So, he's hungry right now. He knows time's winding down.
Wow.
Looking for a 4.51. That's going to be a close one.
Well, 45 seconds remaining, and Roberto Bruno going under that wave in the red. As we mentioned, Roberto's last wave did not go in the top two. Carlos only needed a 4.51. So with 30 seconds remaining, we might even see a situation change here, man. It's going to be super close.
Wow, this is it. Heat number 2, already getting excited. We saw the previous heat already finish off, and unfortunately one rider didn't make it. Who is going to be that second rider that's going to call it the end of the day? Carlos Sanz waiting patiently. There it is. Oh, my. In the last minute of the heat, Carlos Sanz, Roberto Bruno.
Look at the head go down to Bruno, and that is a bit of a victory run there for our 2017 Drop Knee World Champion, Semi Moratino. Another victory here in Antofagasta, moving on through with Carlos Sanz from the Canary Islands.
That was intense. In the last few seconds, it went down to Carlos Sanz finding this one wave to be able to get a combination of maneuvers and get into that second place spot. If you want to watch play-by-play, the live scores, everything, check out Stacked. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you can get it in the App Store or Google Play. That's when you can follow the action of all your favorite riders. You can follow them as well in Stacked, and you can see everything from the judges' heats, the play-by-plays, and even the statistics. So get it, and we'll come back with more action right after this. Pero tú tienes calidad perfecta. Welcome back, everybody. This is Manny V. With me now is Mumbles, a.k.a. his real name, Dion Mayer. This is Dion. We're going to be holding it down for the next few heats. Welcome once again to the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival here in the south of downtown Antofagasta. We do have the competition underway. Let's get out in the action right now. Heat number 3 of round number 5 is out in the water, and it is some very trying conditions, but they're making it happen. We're getting some higher scores, 6 and 7s out in the water. Who do we got?
Yeah, we got in red, we got Maxime Castillo, and in yellow, Kevin Torres, and in blue, Isaias Ravic.
That's a tough one.
And just a tough pull to swallow for Roberto Bruno, just getting knocked out right at the death.
Yeah, so here we go. Out in the water, Maxime Castillo, Isaias Ravic, and Kevin Torres out in the water. 19 minutes of the 25-minute heat. Only 2 riders will advance on. One of them will get cut from the competition. This is it. This is the last chance all these riders have if they want to advance on into the next heat. Top 2 waves are scored. The sum of those 2 waves will be added as a total. And, of course, the 2 high scores from the riders, 2 higher scoring riders will advance on. So we do have the interview ready with Begonia, with the winner of the last heat. Begonia, where you at?
Thank you very much, guys. We're here with Sammy. Sammy, you chose to go right. It seems like everyone's choosing the rights at the moment. We were talking about that with Kevin. It's actually looking better. How was it?
Yeah, definitely the right's a lot better right now because the way this wave's set up, there's like splits in the reef. So the left, if it's not big enough, it kind of goes flat, and then you got to kind of jump over the next section. So a lot of the waves will outrun you. So I was watching the right before I went out of my heat, and it just looked a little bit more boldy and can do like an air out of the barrel, out of the pocket. So I kind of just went more for that.
What if about taking off from a little bit further down, like on the left? Have you tried that?
If you drop in on the end, there is a chance for an air bowl, but it's like 3 inches deep right there, so probably not the best choice.
How do you feel competing both? I mean, do you surf both types? Your drop knee, wall temp, and then you also do prone. I mean, it's a challenging, or you just used to do this?
Well, in Hawaii we kind of just ride all boards. Yeah, like I stand up bodyboard too, and we're just super versatile at home. You know, everybody's trying to do everything and just have fun is what we do.
So you were saying the waves back home, they're very, very good at, what's your favorite spot or your local spot?
My local spot at home would be PK's.
Okay, so anyone to say hi or thanks at this point?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Science Bodyboards, Gyro Leashes and Wetsuits, Intricate Shockwave, Murda Kauai, Identity Surf, and Reflect the Spirit of Hawaii.
Okay, so congratulations and best of luck for the rest of the competition. Back to you guys.
All right, congratulations to your 2017 Drop Knee World Champion from Hawaii, Sammy Morantino, advancing on into round number 6. So Mumbles, we saw a couple waves already and scores have been dropping. Here we go, up and riding Kevin Torres.
All right, Kevin Torres opting to go right on this one, man. A nice, clean little flip, and he's going to double that up with the roll. So just keeping the scorecard ticking, and he would be very happy with that one. That would definitely improve his current seeding here.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we're looking at the 2 top scores of each rider, and right now Kevin Torres was on that 2.5 and 1.4. That will definitely improve both of those scores, maybe even be more than both of those combined. So that might even be in that 7-point range, because that was a solid flip, and he pulled it off and ended it with a nice combination of a roll. Look at this wave out the back with priority. Maxime Castillo trying to improve on that 4.5. Trying to get in position. Ageas was second priority. It's going to be interesting how these two will use those priorities. Both of them not in the position to catch this wave, or the wave itself didn't look like it was going to form up. So Mumbles, I've been in the booth. I've been running around making sure the things are running on my as much as I could help. I haven't been able to see the waves from the shore. What does it look like?
Well, currently it looks like it's kind of hitting the reef at a weird angle, not as consistent as it did in the past few days. So you'll see the guy sitting a bit way to the left, and then the set will come in and it'll be kind of be missing them a bit, and that's why we also see a lot more right-handers being ridden this morning.
Yeah, and I think IJS right there, or no, that was Kevin Torres that we just saw that last wave come in from, and right when he landed that first flip, he bottom turned and it looked like a rock just popped up right in front of him. So it's pretty sketchy right now once these riders get closer and closer to the reef. Here we go, up and riding. Kevin Torres looking for a second solid wave. Going for another ARS right there in the whitewash. Pulls it around. Somebody get this guy a rubber band to pull that hair back. That's flapping all over the place. I would figure out some way to keep it out of my eyes if I'm in the competition.
Yep, that's for sure. At least we don't have that problem, Manny.
No, we're both. I lost my hair maybe a few years ago. And how old are you?
I'm 34 and I'm well on my way.
Keep it as long as you can. That's all I can say.
Nipping at your heels there. And Maxime's still holding on to that priority. And so he's sitting on a 7.5 and a 4.5 with a total score of 12. So he's comfortably sitting in the lead. 14 minutes to go. And Isaias and Kevin battling it out. Both Isaias needing a 6.5 for the first place and Kevin a 4.9, Manny. So all out to play. As we've seen in the previous heat, Roberto Bruno getting knocked out right in the death. what just means you gotta have your wits about you and take what you can get when you get it.
It's like a chess game. You almost have to think about a couple waves ahead of time, because with the priority, with the waves being on the smaller side and being, your chances of advancing on are in your favor, 2 out of 3, but anything could happen all the way to that very last second. So a big shout out right now to everybody who's tuning in. Jake Dawson saying that he did not go out last night. He was actually watching the show. He didn't go night clubbing, but he is in Perth. Jake, thanks for tuning in. Joao in Portugal, he's watching live and loving every single minute of it. Ryan in Perth, Australia. Shane is also tuning in, saying what's up to us both. He is in Nambucca, Australia. Eddie Chuck is in Montevideo, and we have Brian from Guatemala. Here we go, up and riding.
All right, nice flip by Isaias, just getting caught. See the wave just fading away underneath him, and it's just a matter of being in the right position. Little bit of a shuffling chess game going on here, Manny, because as soon as you move to the right-hand side, the wave will come on the left-hand side. So it's really, really hard for these guys at the moment.
I hate when that happens, when you're free surfing. You're out there just on your own. It's always the grass is greener on the other side, so you move down to a different peak, and next thing you look over your shoulder and perfect sets roll in right where you were.
And then your mate's on it, and you're like, oh, what did I just do? All right, it's blue again. Just letting go of that one, which is a better decision.
So it's interesting to the way things change from riding big, heavy waves in a competition to smaller waves. You're moving a lot more in the smaller stuff as far as being in the right spot, trying to be in the right position when those waves do come in. And if you're in the right spot, it could be, the heat winner. And you can see Maxime Castillo clocking in at 7.5 early in the heat to, keep that steady first place position. But he still has to be on his toes. Anything is possible. Again, as we mentioned, guys are getting knocked out in the very last minute of these heats and coming down to the last seconds possibly if they're not careful.
Yeah, man, you got to keep your guard up at all times. With the bigger waves, here we go, yellow. Kevin just kicking out of that one. With the bigger waves, they're a bit more predictable. Where you can sit potentially. And it's again, Isaias paddling really hard with this one. Also kicking, I can see a little bit frustration. These guys are really trying hard, Manny, but just not getting that wave. And with Maxime still holding that card, I don't think, like I said yesterday, he's just going to hold it very close, because given the consistency, that is a very valuable entity, is to have the priority.
And it's very tough. I mean, this is a QEST event, a qualifying event, and we're so used to, on the APB World Tour, seeing the Grand Slam series at all these epic waves with perfect conditions. And then we come to some events where, they have to contend in the smaller stuff. And that's where all your amateur, competing as an amateur comes into play. Because I remember competing and we were doing rolls onto the sand, and it was like exactly. Whoever can. I was talking to my friend Steve Action Jackson. I think he told me some stories of guys stepping off the sand and doing rolls and back onto the wave. It was ridiculous, but the show has to go on.
That just shows you have to be a versatile rider, not just only be able to perform in the big stuff, but you need to be able to grovel, and you need to be able to perform in the smaller ways as well. So you just have to be a complete package when you want to be competing on the world tour. So
and become a world champion, you got to cover both sides of the coin. And it was cool to see. I'll get back to that story, but look at this, Maxime Castillo, the young Frenchman, going for an ARS right there. Can he pull it around? He only loses priority on that, and he doesn't lose anything else. Priority will move over to Ajeas Reivik, the young Brazilian. Here he is going for an ARS instead of that conservative roll, which he's just trying to better that 4.5. Here we go. Kevin Torres looking right, pulling back. Ajeas looking left. Not much there for both of those guys, but conditions are definitely contestable.
It's clean, it's contestable, and I personally think Maxime could have potentially improved his score by just doing the safe through the lip roll there. He's already sitting with a 7.5. The guys need fairly high scores. I think Maxime even has the high score of the morning so far with the 7.5. And, now he's back in third position with a priority. And Kevin sitting with priority, and he needs a 4.91 for second, and Isaias is 6.5. So still wide open, heaps of time, and I think it's going to be an interesting day of competition, and I can't wait for the big swell to pull in or the forecast to improve by the weekend. So this is necessary. We need to run these heats. Like you guys said earlier, we don't want to be caught with our pants down and having to run in the onshore condition that Chile does have when it comes around lunchtime. It's just nature's way of showing it's time for a siesta.
Coming up next in that next heat, you can see him preparing right there, the lone Venezuelan in this competition. I believe that is Never Romero, who will be facing off with your current world champion from South Africa, Ian Campbell, and Socrates Santana from Brazil, junior world champion as well. So, man, that is a stacked heat. I think every heat in round number 5 is stacked.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. And we saw Socrates' a performance yesterday, backflip to immediate spin. So this kid means business, and both Ian, yeah, it's going to be a tough one to watch. It's going to be a good one to watch, but someone's got to go home, and we don't know who that's going to be yet, and we all have our favorites, Manny, so we'll be rooting for our own guys, I suppose. I don't think it's any secret. You know, being South African, I will probably support Ian on that one, but I'm excited to see what Socrates can do in this event.
No, there's a pretty strong contingent, but unfortunately, a former world champion got knocked out yesterday early in the event. Jared Houston, he's not going to go home. I think he'll be just preparing for the Arica Chilean Challenge coming up next week, so make sure you stay tuned. Actually, a week and a half from now, there's the riders getting ready. That little, you can see how low tide it is as the rocks are exposed. Look at on the outside. Looks like we do have a couple riders. We're going to stick with Kevin Torres. Nice backflip right there. Pulls it
Very
around.
good.
Can he get another move? He goes for it. A roll. Cannot complete it. But a solid ride right there for Kevin Torres. That would definitely help him in this this heat.
Yeah, definitely, man. It was a good, clean flip into the flats. Just couldn't get the roll because the waves seemed to have kind of wedged away from him. And but definitely getting a better score here. I would like to see what Ride in Blue did as well. I think we had some split peak action there, and it's leaving Maxime again holding now priority and sitting in first place. There we go. Kevin getting a good score on that one. He's sitting now with a 6.7 and a 4.6. So bumps him back into second place, leaving Isaias looking for 5.86. Look, many of the waves are there, the scores are there, and the guys are getting these scores. So actually, these scores mean nothing at the moment. There's still less than 6 minutes to go, and it's all out.
So right now, Ajeas, he's listening to Juan Santos, giving the scores, giving the situation in Portuguese to so he can understand the Brazilian. And I want to know what would be going through your mind right now if there's 5 minutes remaining, you have second priority, and you need a 5.86. What is going through your mind?
I would definitely try and get into a better position. I would, as you can see, there is another split peak, sticking with Isaias, looking for the little barrel, and then going for the flip again.
Oh, nice.
Did he turn it?
Oh,
He's going to be very frustrated with that.
that definitely would have helped.
That would have helped a lot. So he's going to get back into the similar position as to where he was, Manny. So that would be my mindset for that. As we look at the replay here,
Let's figure out what happened on this. He had the speed, he had the momentum, and right there, you know what? He had a lateral projection. It wasn't, the lip didn't push him out. It was more of the speed and momentum was carrying him alongside of the wave, and I don't think that that helped on his landing, and he couldn't pull that thing around. So that could have been the deal breaker, but he does have 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this heat.
yeah, but unfortunate for him. I think he just also landed pretty much in the impact zone. Obviously, he can't turn around quick enough. A bit messy in there. Holding that priority. He's going to be holding that car close, Manny. 7.5 and a 4.5, as you see. These two guys. And I think Isaias would be pinching himself after not landing that one.
So now Ajeas, he needs to figure out, does he hang out with these two guys with priority, or does he come to the inside and figure out how to get a solid wave out away from these guys who have first and second priority. It's going to be very tricky. Again, it's like a chess game. What are you going to do?
Yeah, he would have to position himself maybe away from them a bit because he's sitting in third priority as well. So he's got a little bit of a battle ahead of him because Maxime can block him and Kevin can play that card as well. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Maxime in first place, Kevin Torres in second place, Isaias sitting in third, needing a 5.86 and Kevin needing a 5.26 to advance. Top two riders go through, and unfortunately one must go home. This is the end of the road for one of the contestants in this heat. And guys getting ready for the next heat, getting to the water already. Ian Campbell, Socrates Santana, and who's the other competitor?
We do have coming up with him Naver Romero. So
here we go.
Here we go. Up and riding. Kevin Torres pulls back on that one. But yeah, this is looks like it's going to be.
Blue up and riding.
Ooh, can he pull it around?
Yes, he got that right at the end of the wave.
He's looking.
A second later, he would have.
He's trying to better that 4.0, but a 5.86 is what he's after. And you know what? Because the waves are small, the paddle back out to the peak is not that far. A very interesting maneuver right there from Isaiah. He went on a wave. You know what? He was trying. He thought it was going to be something that he can improve on, but I don't know. Maybe he could have had that second priority because Kevin Torres did take off, and he would have had that second priority and would have had a chance to wait for a better wave. But then, if he waits, Mother Nature could, just fall asleep and nothing could be delivered.
Yeah, absolutely. As we saw with
That's
Jerry's heat yesterday. Sorry, Manny.
No.
He needed that 5.1. If he had let that wave go that he did the roll on, there was nothing behind him. So
yeah,
you have to make that split second decision, thinking, okay, well, am I gonna wait? It isn't that consistent. He took it. He definitely bettered his previous score, getting a 5.35. So now he still needs a 5.86. A little bit of uphill battle. 1 minute 40 to go. Maxime sitting comfortably, holding on to that priority and first place with a total score of 12.0. Kevin sitting with 11.35, needing a 5.26, and Isaias with a 5.86.
All right, everybody's scrambling, looking for something to happen. Sets are rolling in. And again, trying times right now for these competitors, but they're putting everything they've learned in their amateur years and riding the smaller stuff to work today in these conditions. But again, Teza McKenna mentioned it earlier. We only have a limited amount of days. And with the swell forecast, we had to make things happen, and that's what's happening here. Round number 5 out in the water. Look at these sets rolling in. Probably some of the bigger waves coming in out the back. 45 seconds remaining. Ajeas Reivik, third priority. 5.86 is what he's after. This could be a heat winner. Game changer about to happen. Looking down the beach. No, Maxime does not take it. Nobody was in position. Oh my goodness. That, if you were in the right spot, that could have been the heat winner for sure. Coming down to 20 seconds, up and riding, coming around the section. Maxime in that first place spot, trying to better a 4.50. Finds a section, nice clean roll. He'll roll out of that right there.
That's it, that's all he needed to do there. And guys was scrambling on that last wave. Like you said, if you weren't in the right position, as we look at this one, someone's looking at right on the buzzer. Not getting it.
That was Ajeas in the blue jersey, taking one last look. And but you know what? Kevin Torres was right there with priority number 2. So if Ajeas caught that wave, Kevin could have dropped in on this wave. So yeah, that was going to be a very, very tricky situation. But unfortunately, the young Brazilian Ajeas Reivik, that is the end of the road. So it is Kevin Torres and Maxime Castillo, who was on fire, advancing on into the next round. So Mumbles, we'll be back right after this short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in round number 5 of the men's division. This is the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. With me is Dion, a.k.a. Mumbles Mayor, and let's get out in the action. This is a stacked heat out in the water. We have Socrates Santana, defending world champion Ian Campbell, and yes, the lone Venezuelan, Naver Romero. Pancho, let's go to the action right now. In the water, we do have some pretty intense riders.
Yeah, this is very intense. He already Socrates opening up with a 6-point ride. Ian Campbell holding priority. He's currently in red, yellow Socrates, and in blue Naver Romero. So the score situation is with Socrates second priority with a 6-point ride, Naver sitting on a 3.5 holding priority, and Ian Campbell with an incomplete, still needing to open his account. Heaps of time left, 22 minutes. This is going to be a cracker. And I think Socrates is not going to let this go. This is Neymar on a little left-hander, just kicking out of that. Once again, it's one of those waves where you think you're sitting in the right position, and as you start going left, the right-hander is kind of coming at you. And once again, just a swell direction, throwing the guys off a bit.
Again, if you want to see the live scores on, you can have a window open on your desktop with the live feed. And if you want the live scores from each judge and the play-by-play, live play-by-play, you can download stackedapp.com. So make sure you check that out. But here we go. Naver Romero, look at this, out the back. Ian Campbell on his second wave, paddling hard, getting as much speed as possible, and nice extended roll right there. That's what he needed to get his campaign underway. Catching a solid wave within those first 5 minutes is crucial, and here he is once again. Nice clean bottom turn. I think he probably got most of his velocity just from kicking.
Yeah, he's got a built-in motorboat for sure, Manny. This guy can swim, and he definitely got a good score. He opened it, and he said before his heat that he's just gonna focus on the lefts at first. The judges have been scoring the rights as well, so he's gonna open up with the lefts, and then we'll see him potentially moving over to the right-handers. But you know what, as we saw in the previous heats, you kind of take what you can get, and there's been a couple of good waves. Socrates getting that 6-point ride, he did a big roll on his first opening wave, and Ian getting a 3.5, so apologies, he's getting a 4.5, so he's bumped up into second place with no priority. Socrates holding the priority, and Ava in second priority, Manny.
Big shout out to all of our friends watching from around the world. Sebastian Kreft in New York. We do have Diogo tuning in from Lisbon, watching in the office, and we have Shane tuning in from Australia as well. So shout out to everybody once again. Eddie in Montevideo. We got Ryan in Perth. We got Joao in Portugal, and Jake tuning in from Perth as well. Wonder what time it is in Perth right now. I think it's getting kind of late, isn't it?
Yeah, probably like 8 o'clock. It's Ian again, the motorboat man, going another left-hander, looking for good little barrel there, Manny.
What?
Holding on, rolls through the lip.
Oh my!
How does he do that? That is such good split-second reflection time, you know?
I thought he was done. I thought it was the wave pinched on him. Let's take another look. It's all about velocity and the timing and rail control. And right there, he knew it was about to end. The wave was about to end, but I think he probably used some kicking power, and just the amount of power to be able to pull that off under the barrel is pretty phenomenal. So Ian Campbell definitely probably going to be right up there with a 6-point scores of Socrates Santana. So 5.25 is what they're going to give him. All right, check it out. We do have the interview ready with Begonia Martinez, a.k.a. Bego, with the winner of the last heat. Bego, where you at?
Thanks a lot, guys. We're here with Maxime Castillo, sole representative from France. Maxime, the previous riders that have been come here for the interviews have been taking rides and made it with the rides, but you actually chose a very good left, and the scores have been shown. The 7.5, that was a really good score. So what happened out there?
Yeah, pretty happy to win this heat. The wave today is pretty small, and in these spots, some rides, so it's difficult to, you're on the peak and you saw the guys going right, the peak is this wave is a left. It's a real left, so I try to stay focused on my option. And okay, the more potential point is in the left, so I'm gonna stay on the left and just wait for a good wave. And it's just what I do. I catch a good one in my first wave, and after just wait all the heat to stay with the priority and don't make any mistake, because in this kind of wave it's pretty hard. So yeah, I'm happy to pass my heat, and let's see what happens in the next one.
Well, congratulations for that. Quelqu'un say hello. My French is rusted, so you want to say hi or thanks to someone in French? That's a moment.
Ben ouais, bonjour à tout le monde et merci à tous les copains, tous les amis et la famille qui m'encouragent. Et voilà, un gros big up à vous, bisous du Chili. You!
Félicitations, and I hope to see you back here real soon. Back to you guys.
Well, he's super stoked. Bonjour to everybody watching it from France. So that was Maxime Castillo. He will be advancing on into the next heat along with Kevin Torres. So out in the water, here we go, bringing you up to speed.
All right, Neva looking in on this one. Nice right-hander once again, getting that sneaky right-hander, good roll through the lip, just consistent surfing, keeping that scorecard ticking, Manny. That will be his backup score. Might be very much the same as his first score, around about the 3.5 mark. And Ian sitting comfortable in the lead with a 9.75, and Socrates still to get that second score. As we saw during the interview, there was a incomplete backflip from Ian. So he will be pinching himself on that one. But ample time, 16 minutes, 22 seconds. Currently in first place, Ian Campbell. Second priority, Neva in second place with a 7.40. So he got a 3.9 for his last score. And Socrates needing that second backup score. Once he gets that, it will definitely improve his situation. And Socrates currently holding on to priority. So everything's looking good for him.
Bom dia, Sandro, tuning in from Portugal as well. We got a lot of Portuguese tuning in. We do have Antonio Cardoso still in the competition from Portugal. And we're going to see Antonio Cardoso into round number 6. He did advance on with Kevin Orihuela from that first heat of the day. So Antonio Cardoso holding the Portuguese flag high for everybody tuning in from Portugal. Thank you. Coming up next, yes, we got a pretty solid heat. All of these heats are stacked. We have Uri Valadao, Patrick Orr, and Yazdani Castro. Yazdani, he has the whole entire country of Costa Rica awake and watching the live feed to root him on. I mean, this is pretty exciting to see Yazdani putting in a lot of effort. National champion, national junior champion, and sub champion of the Central America tour as well. So Yazdani will be coming up next after this heat. But man, this is tough for Socrates Santana. He has priority. He's using that as it looks like he's just going to wait for that second wave. That 6-point ride is the highest score right now. He can wait all the way to the last few seconds. And if a wave does come in, he only needs a 1.41 to advance on. Look at this peanut gallery. We got Igor Sanchez on our far right, pointing out into the ocean. Louis Finnegan, he's got his shades on. Alexander Rinder with the white Red Bull hat. Tristan Roberts with that Pride hoodie. Yeah, Louis Finnegan. And who was behind that pole right there? I couldn't make out who that was. Yeah, like you were saying, Socrates, he will be playing the patient game for sure. He needs a 1.41, which essentially is a bottom turn and making it out there. So doesn't need much. Ian Campbell will be sitting very closely on Socrates. But 13 minutes, under 14 minutes to go. There's still ample time. And as we saw in the previous heats, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So far, what has been your favorite thing here in Antofagasta?
My favorite thing? Wow, this place is fairly overwhelming. Really cool, so diverse. I would say the highlight so far is that evening we went stargazing.
That was pretty
I know
epic.
we have spoken about it before, but it still resonates quite deeply in me, and it was sublime, and actually words can't put it. you just have to see it. But in terms of surfing, the one move or the one heat that's still standing out for me was Tristan Roberts' first heat. I think it was round 4 when he clocked that 9-point backflip, which was huge, and it was perfectly into the flats. So surfing wise, and Yazdani, this kid has got my attention, and I really, really wouldn't mind seeing this guy go very far. And he's so humble, and he's just so well mannered, appreciative dude that you just want to see guys like that win and just really progress in the sport.
Yes, Eduardo Mena, who is one of the key guys in the Association of Bodyboarding in Costa Rica, sent me a link to a pretty prominent newspaper in Costa Rica with a full-on story, and I'll get back to that. Socrates Santana, nice clean roll right there, comes around that section. If he can clock in another high-scoring, yes, a barrel into a roll, Socrates will go straight into that first place spot with a solid score. You know what, it might be, oh, wait a second, out the back, Ian Campbell answering back with 2 perfectly executed rolls. So Ian Campbell answering back. Look at this, a paddle battle ensuing right now.
Look at that guy go. Look at that guy go.
Socrates Santana on his tail. But yeah, that's going to be making things a little bit more interesting for that first and second place. Now Naver Romero. It's going to be tough for the young Venezuelan to come answering back.
Yeah, man. Let's compare these two rides as we're waiting for the highlights. Socrates also 2 rolls and a spin at the end. He had a little bit of a cover up. But I think Ian's were very clean, both of his rolls into the flats. A lot of speed coming out of that. So I would love to see what the judges are going to score. It's just very quick back-to-back, so the judges had to be very on point, and which we know they are. So I think it's going to be... it's close. It's hard to call. But in my opinion, I think Ian got the better of that. They might give Socrates a higher score if they will score that small barrel ride.
Oh my, this is gonna, you know what, it's just gonna solidify Ian Campbell and Socrates in that first and second place spot. Ian turning around, taking a look at this one, staying busy. Here he is on another solid wave right here. What's he gonna do? Finds a big backflip section, but he gets hung up in the whitewash. He'll bring it around. It wasn't a clean landing at all. Very sloppy, but he was able to pull it around and complete that maneuver. Ian Campbell, look at that. Scores are dropping on your screen. 7.5 for that double roll. Let's take another look at this, one of the last waves. Yes, this is the double roll. Nice extension, lands perfectly, maintains that speed, pulls off another roll, and ends that wave with a reverse. Answering back, Socrates Santana.
Yeah, incredible how fast he got back into the lineup. Look at Socrates, going for the backflip, pocking the spin again. That's
nice.
The Socrates signature move right now, and rolling off for nothing right there. So, wow, these guys are giving no quarters, Manny. No quarters at all. Wow. Look at that replay. Good, clean backflip. Bangs into it. See, he's definitely practiced that many a times, and he's basically perfected it.
Where is Naver Romero? Where is he? He is. He needs to get moving right now. I wonder if he's sitting on the right-hander, or if he's. Yes, he's probably sitting on the right-hander, waiting for something to pop up over there. He sees these guys battling it for the left, but that is not working to his advantage. So yeah, we're seeing scores drop right now. Look at the waves that are clocking in. Ton of time left. As you can see, that the tide is changing. It's starting to bring in a little bit more swell, a little bit more power into the inside here. So Ian and Socrates taking full advantage of this pulse that is just rolling through right now.
Yeah, full advantage. And Ian just gets back into the lineup so quickly. Here he is again. This is a good looking wave, man. He might just do another proper backflip and try and land it. There we go. Nice, clean, turns around and links it. Hello, Socrates. I can do that too.
Exactly. That's exactly what Socrates did on his last wave. But this wave from Ian Campbell, a lot more smoother, a lot more cleaner. And right there, timing is essential. Not much projection, and I'm really surprised that they're able to pull these lip maneuvers off when there's not that much projection being thrown out by the lip. So a lot of it is sheer power and speed to be able to pull this off. But man, look at these scores dropping in this heat.
Yeah, absolutely, Manny. I know for a fact Ian Campbell has been working extremely hard in the off-season, working on his core strengths, working on overall body conditioning, and you can kind of see it in his surfing as well. Just really composed, very level-headed, and definitely a force to be reckoned with this year. And Socrates, if we look at those two scores from those from that wave exchange with the double rolls, Ian getting the better of it at a 7.5 and Socrates getting a 7, so extremely close. And Neiva Romero, he's approaching combination land, and it's going to be a tough battle to get out of there. He's sitting way on the right hand side, potentially waiting for something that, man, he must have seen something that we haven't seen, so he's waiting as well, but lower than 8 minutes to go. He needs a 9.6, so a near perfect ride, and 7.5 being one of the highest scores of the day, along with Maxime's perfect ride. 9.61 is nearly impossible.
Yeah, this is a pretty epic wave exchange between the young gun. They call him the little Dr. Zinho in Brazil, Socrates Santana in the yellow jersey, and Ian Campbell, your current world champion from South Africa. Both of these guys just exchanging some of the best waves that rolled through so far this morning, and leaving nothing behind. Executing perfect backflips, perfect rolls, combinations is key, and these guys are putting together a pretty incredible run. But Neiva Romero, he is still capable of coming up big. I mean, he's got the talent, he has the skills. There's 7 minutes remaining. He has priority. But Pancho, but I don't know if we can find Neiva Romero. We haven't seen him on screen at all. I wonder if Neiva is even in the water. There he is. Where is he? I don't know if we can si podemos get a pan shot of where he is compared to the other guys. He's really far off to the left, I believe. But here we go. Ian Campbell up and riding.
Once again, Ian Campbell, nice little barrel. Here we go. He'll get out of that for sure. And he'll just probably link it up with a nice spin into the channel. Just keeping the clock ticking. He has third priority, so he had nothing to lose on that wave. He'll just trying to put some more pressure on Socrates. Interesting to see Neiva sitting so far back. But Manny, if we recall yesterday, Neiva came also in the death of this heat yesterday, and he managed to squeeze into second place. So he's not to be counted out at all. And he's holding that priority, so let's see. There is waves that have been coming through. He might just have a different strategy to everybody else. Ian Campbell sitting firmly in first place with a 14.3, with a 7.5 and a 6.8. Socrates right behind him with a 7 and a 6.5 with 13.50, needing a 7.31 for that first place. And Neiva Romero 9.61. It's an uphill battle for him.
5 minutes remaining. So Neiva, unfortunately, he's got an uphill battle right now. Socrates and Ian Campbell just running circles around him. I'm really interested on why he's not getting into the mix. Where is Neiva? This is a good shot to see where is Neiva. So we have Socrates and Ian Campbell. I don't know if we can get Neiva Romero to compare. That other dot in the channel, that's our videographer, that's our photographer out in the water. But I don't know if we can get a different shot to figure out where Neiva is compared to, there he is. So he did get another ride, but unfortunately it's not what he's wanted. 9.61, that's what he's after, and he's not going to be able to do that with one wave. I mean, we've seen 9-point rides in the bigger stuff, but yeah, it's going to be tough for Neiva right now.
Yeah, and you can't hand guys like Socrates and Ian, you just can't give them the playing field. Everybody reacts differently to a pressure in the contest area, but these guys have literally been cleaning up and taking every single set wave that has been coming in, every single rideable decent wave, and putting on big scores. Neiva needing a 9.6. He's sitting far on the left hand side. Look at Socrates looking in on this one, giving a good kick. This could also be a good wave.
Oh, Socrates finding the pit, finding the barrel, but cannot pull out. You can see a little wobble coming across the face of the wave. Oh my gosh, Ian Campbell. Is this going to line up for him? No, he's too far back. That section just dropping in front of him. He pulls back. He still has priority. He's on the outside. Neiva with second priority. Socrates Santana will have that third priority. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Look at that left right there. It's a matter, I mean, depending on the direction of the sets rolling in, if you're not in the right zone, the right spot, that wave won't be good for you. And that's why I'm wondering why Naver is sitting on the right.
Well, Manny, I think maybe he thinks that, okay, I'm up against Ian Campbell, I'm up against Socrates. My strongest side is my right-hand side, my natural side. Maybe I'm going to try get some good scores there. He's seen in the previous waves some Sammy getting like high fives, low sixes, and he's thinking, okay, cool, well, that's going to be my strategy, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to wait for the bomb. He has seen a couple of bombs coming through earlier on the right, but this heat just not giving him anything.
2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. There he is, Naver sitting on the rights. And you know what it is? I think a lot of riders, including myself, we favor one direction over another. I mean, you'll rarely see me prone on rights. I grew up drop kneeing on rights, and if I can drop knee on a right, I'm gonna drop knee. Lefts, I'd rather, if it's depending on the wave, I favor prone on the left. So I'm wondering if Naver is more prone, or he likes the rights better than the lefts, and I'm wondering if that's why he's hanging out on the right side of the peak.
Yeah, I think it could only be the most logical explanation here. Less than 2 minutes to go. We haven't seen him on any left-handers. I think the cameras also missed him on his two right-hand waves, getting a 3.9 and 3.5, which is a far cry from what he needs. He needs a total one wave, giving him a 9.6, and that's just for second position, Manny. So things looking not very positive for him.
Ian, he's looking very confident. Socrates stoked too. I mean, Naver just had a shocker of a heat just now, and unfortunately, Ian Campbell and Socrates Santana pretty much just had a duet out there catching some solid left-handers. And look at the ocean, just went flat. Unfortunately, Naver does not want that. Oh my.
Flat and glassy. Every morning in Chile, it's glassy up until midday. It's unbelievable. I mean, you can grab a pre-work surf and sneak back into the office, and you're guaranteed offshore conditions all around the year. This is definitely, you can see why we're having two events in Chile this year. Next up, we're heading up to Arica, and my goodness, Manny, I am frothing for that. If it's anything to go by the last couple of years, especially last year, it was incredible riding. It's going to be one hell of a good event. Got 30 seconds left in this heat. Ian Campbell is second priority. Socrates with third priority in second place, and Naver holding on to that priority. So our next heat, man, is also another cracker. Uri Valadao, Patrick Orr, the Hawaiian, and Yas Danny from Costa Rica. Yes, Danny's got his work cut out for him up against Uri, the ultimate contest machine.
This is pretty much a victory lap right here for Socrates Santana. So it is Ian Campbell and Socrates Santana running circles around Naver Romero. Unfortunately, Naver putting together an incredible show for the last few days. And that is the end of the road for the lone Venezuelan. But don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with more action for heat number 5. Yazdani, Castro, Patrick Orr, and Uri Valadao coming up next. We'll be right back right after this. boy. Oh boy. Here
Back
we go.
to the action.
My mic got stuck right here on our stacked app tablet. I got it charging right now. But ladies and gentlemen, Manny V here with Mumbles, Dion Mayer, sorry. But we're bringing you the live feed. 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Next heat out in the water is stacked. Let's get out there right now. This is what's going down. Round number 5. Heat number 5.
Yep.
And the young kid who's waking up all of Costa Rica, Yazdani Castro is going out there with, let's get out there, Pancho. We have Uri Valadao, former world champion in the red jersey. We have Patrick Orr, the Hawaiian from the Feral crew in the yellow jersey, and Yazdani Castro out in the water right now. So let's hope that we see some more action like we've seen in that last heat with a little pulse of bigger waves that came through. So who do you got your money on in this heat?
Oh, Manny, it's a difficult one. You can never count out Uri ever in any heat whatsoever. But, man, I would love to see Yazdani kick some butt here. I would love to see that. And Patrick, definitely part of the Feral crew, and he can literally be Ian Campbell's twin. Have a look next time they're standing next to one another. They can literally be twins.
All right.
You know, same skin complex, same height, same dress code. It's cut from the same class. So Uri, I would say, look, we can't call it, but definitely Yazdani, I would love to see him progress to the next round.
So I know all of Costa Rica is tuning in right now to watch their very own from Manuel Antonio Quepos. This is Yazdani Castro in the blue jersey. Even our friends up in Punta Arena, the Fallas family with Chucky, Anga, Elias from Jaco, and all the Playa Hermosa crew, the bodyboarders in Limon and all that. The east coast side of Costa Rica are up and watching their very own Yazdani Castro and see how he will perform against the Hawaiian Patrick Orr and former world champion Uri Valadao. Yazdani, he has the capability. He has been on fire.
Yeah, Manny, we saw it. We saw it through his previous heats as we see Uri looking in on this one.
Oh, boy.
Good looking wave. Let's see.
Uri Valadao in the red jersey. Former world champion, finding the speed. Look at that section, full extension right there on that roll. So not a bad way to start off your heat. Uri Valadao in the red jersey. 25-minute heats. Top 2 waves are scored. Top 2 riders advance on. Look at him. He's going to draw the high line as much as he can, and then right there he releases, uses that speed, punches through the lip, and nice extended roll for Uri Valadao.
Very smooth riding from Uri there, Manny. Very smooth, very composed. And he just got his first score. We'll see what the judges say. All right, yes, Danny opening his account with a nice reverse spin, kicking a bit, getting a lot of speed now.
Oh.
Just in front of the wave. Just in front of the wave. He could have had a decent score if he managed to get a nice roll through that. Who's in position? Patrick. As we look at the replay again. Should have just snuck into the barrel or just hit the lip and then roll through it.
He extended his bottom turn a little bit too much on that second section. Now, here's the thing. This is where the mental game comes into play. He didn't perform that, and he didn't finish that wave off as well as he wanted to. Does he let that interfere with the rest of the heat and his mental game, or does he just scrap it and come back from scratch and start fresh? That's going to be interesting how this young rider is going to be able to handle this, because for me, I'm the worst competitor. If I didn't pull off that maneuver, I would be pissed off for the rest of the heat, and that will affect my performance for sure, and I definitely would probably lose the heat. But Yazdani, that's going to be the question, if he can come back from that first wave.
Yeah, man, it all comes down to your heat management, and sometimes you just have to accept the fact that you cannot and you will not land every single move that you are going for. But, you know, we're actually going to see his maturity. He's up against Uri, he's up against Patrick, and I think he would just be, okay, I'm going to stay calm, I'm going to move back to my previous position as close as I can, and I'm going to wait for the second one. He does have second priority, and, you know, it's 20 minutes to go, man. So everything is still out on the table, and I think Yazdani is going to turn some heads in this heat.
Patrick Orr has yet to catch a wave. He does have priority. He's going to wait for that better wave to roll in, of course. But time can tick away, and we've seen it before. We've seen it yesterday, where if you have priority, that time will get away from you. Mother Nature in these conditions can go flat for an entire heat. So getting 2 smaller scores is better than having one good score and not a second ride at all. So it's very, man, strategies and tactics do come into play, but more importantly, you're being scored for your top 2 waves. You have to have at least 2 waves, even if it's 2 2-point rides. It's something, and that could pull you into the next round, which is crazy.
Yeah, Manny. We get high scoring heats, we get low scoring heats, and this could be a low scoring heat. This could be where a 5.75 is going to be our highest score, and the guys are just going to be in between the 3 and the 4 marks. So getting that backup score is crucial. It's crucial for you and your confidence as well. From there, you can build on. Then you can maybe start getting a bit more expressive, flips, inverts, whatever the case might be.
All right, check it out. We do have the interview ready with Begonia, and she is with the winner of the last heat. Bego, where you at?
Thank you very much, guys. Ian Campbell here again, making first position on your heat. How was it out there? It looks a little bit slow from here, but you still managed to get 2 really good scores. So how was it?
Yeah, it's really slow. I mean, it's nice to just have no wind on this wave. Makes it really glassy, so you can still kind of get speed. So it's probably why the judges are throwing down those higher moves. You're getting the speed, you're getting the projection out of the wave. So it's just nice conditions to be competing in, and there's definitely still waves out there.
I would say, yeah, we can see that there's some sets coming, so it's totally contestable. We remember from a couple years ago you had a very bad injury here. You actually had 22 stitches on your thigh, right? Does it come to your mind when you're surfing out there, or is just something that you already forget?
No, I mean, the conditions were a little bit smaller than this when it happened, so of course that comes to mind when you're surfing, but you kind of just got to put that aside and focus on the heats and focus on getting the scores that you need and try avoid the rocks at all costs.
Well, that's pretty impressive. I don't know how am I going to act if I had 22 stitches on my thigh. well, that was pretty well done out there. Congratulations. I don't know if you want to say hi or thanks to someone back home.
Yeah, just a shout out to the other 2 guys in the water. I know Socrates was battling to get out here a couple of weeks back, so it's just so good to see him out here, and Neva as well. I mean, you told me a story about him coming from Venezuela with nothing and now living in Iquique, and these guys are just like, they've got nothing other than bodyboarding, and it's just so good to see the sport bringing these guys to events like this and these guys competing in these conditions, and it's just so sick to see going back and forwards with Socrates in that last heat was just so sick, and you just can see the real talent of these guys, even when they're just battling with everything else, even to get to these events. So yeah, big shout out to those last 2 guys in the heat, and obviously thanks to all my sponsors, family and friends for watching, and we'll see you guys really soon.
That was really thoughtful. Thank you very much for those nice words, and well, congratulations and best of luck for the rest of the competition. Back to you guys.
All right, congratulations to Ian Campbell and Socrates Santana advancing on out of that last heat. Again, we are in round number 5. Heat number 5 is out in the water. Top 2 waves are scored, 12 wave maximum, and the top 2 riders will advance on. Only one of the 3 will call it the end of the road. Here we go, Patrick Orr's replay, and this is his last wave, that's 6.25. Nice clean line, has enough speed, bottom turns right where you need it to, and extends that roll. We're going to see a lot of those types of maneuvers where you're extending your arms to make it look like you're progressing a little or projecting a little bit more. Yazdani had an opportunity here.
Yeah, Yazdani, a lot of speed, losing a little speed there, but nice big roll, holding on for dear life as he manages to show control and get through that. Judges awarding him a 4.75 and Patrick getting a 6.25 for his last wave. Nothing in between the guys. Patrick needing a 0.26 for second place. Also, once again, holding on to a priority. Uri seems to be playing the patient game, but he's sitting sweet. 1.51 he needs. And Yazdani currently in first place with a total score of 7.25, Manny.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. If the heat were to end right now, look at the scores. That's the potential of what could happen at the end of this heat. But look at this. The Costa Rican, very interesting. He had second priority, and with Uri Valadao in the lineup, he pretty much just gave the priority over to Uri Valadao. So is Uri on the outside? I'm gonna say yes. Yes. So Uri, because Yazdani did not catch the wave, he is now in third priority. If he had the priority, he could have had this right-hander. Now it may bite him in the butt, but lucky for Yazdani that there was not much there for Udi to get a high-scoring wave. So he's got to be smart. He's got to learn how to use these priorities. And I don't know in the amateur arena if priority systems are used. But look at this deep pit for Patrick Orr. Can he come out? No, he gets shut down. So Yazdani has that priority now. I want to know if in South Africa are the priorities being used in the amateur ranks to get them prepared for these World Tour events.
Manny, yes, priority is being introduced now. It's a fairly new thing for the South African scene. It has been probably for the last year and a bit, and I see each contest is starting to adapt that. Also, live scoring has also been introduced. So we've got a guy there, PJ, who made us our own one, and it works flawlessly. So we are definitely adapting the whole format. I think everybody wants to bring in the ABB format and then to prepare the guys for the international scene.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those. This is the top level of bodyboarding competition around the world, and to be able to compete and perform is one thing, but compete also means that you have to understand the rules and how the game is played. If you know every single detail, you can use that to your advantage, and that includes the priority. Right now, Yazdani Castro in second has priority with 12 minutes remaining. He just needs to improve on either one of his scores, which he's capable of doing. So it's going to be interesting if he just sits and waits, or if he scrambles and goes for something smaller to improve on that 2.50. But there's a quick change right there in the priority for Uri Valadao. So Yazdani, again, he must have paddled for that wave and just gave up the priority. You cannot do that.
Yeah, you cannot do that. Not against Patrick, not against Uri. So going back to our discussion on the priority system, as we just see anyone looking at, it's imperative to actually bring that in from the grassroots level.
Yes.
To develop that mindset, and that along with the man-on-man heats, it's very crucial.
Oh my goodness! I hope that's not going to bite Yazdani Castro in the butt later in the heat. With 11 minutes, it could switch around. But Yazdani with the priority, if you have priority, you have to know you have that priority and not give it away like he just did. Go out paddling for a wave that it didn't look big.
No, not at all.
It didn't look like there was anything there. And Yazdani, I hope that doesn't come back and cost him the heat, because Uri Valadao, full veteran, he knows what it takes to win. He is a former world champion, and Patrick Orr, he's been on the tour for a couple years now. He knows the whole system as well. So he's got to play a little bit smarter when he has that priority in his hands.
Yeah, that's correct, Manny. But you know what? We can always put it down to nerds. Yes, Danny, this is the big league right now, and he's up against some big names. You might have just made a little rookie error, if we can put it that way, in the nicest way as well. But third priority, 10 minutes to go. Uri needs, his second score is a 0.75. Patrick's second score is a 1.5. So if any one of these two guys get a decent wave, they're going to post those scores, and that's then going to make it extremely difficult for him. So there is a massive knock-on effect.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, if it comes down to it, is this that crucial switch of priority going to bite him in the butt in the very end? Yazdani Castro, he has a third priority, and I just got a quick note from Eduardo Mena. He does help, or actually he is, I believe, the president of the Association of Bodyboarding in Costa Rica. They are using the priority system this year, so I don't know if he's had enough training in the priority. If Yazdani, I'm talking about Yazdani, if he's practiced with the priority. Yep. But at the 11-minute mark, you cannot give that priority away to Patrick Orr or Uri Valadao. That's the scary part. These guys are veterans, and they know how to play the game.
They're going to eat you alive, Manny. They're going to eat you alive. They give no quarters.
Well, look at that. Patrick paddling for a wave. Now, yes, Danny's lucky, so now he is in that second priority situation. Uri Valadao, he's going to take advantage right here with the priority on this wave.
Yeah, Uri definitely going to be clocking a score here. A little bit of a cover-up and just kicking out of one. But that little barrel will definitely give him around about the 3-point mark already. That will put him into first place as Patrick. Bottom turning on a really good-looking wave. Nice roll. And again, another section offering there for another roll. So
nice.
2 maneuvers on one wave. I would say he will stay in the first position, Manny. So that will be bumping Yazdani down in the third place, holding. He will probably be back onto priority. Here we go, Yazdani. Now the chips are in your favor. He needs to capitalize here, man. He needs to capitalize.
He's got 8 minutes, and I think if anybody's been timing the sets, I think they're coming in every 4 or 5 minutes. So he has 8 minutes in the bag. So Yazdani, he could wait for that very big. For those sets to come in. And if he does wait, it's going to be it's very, very difficult to wait for those bigger waves because it may not come through.
Yeah, it may not come through. It may come through, but he needs to be patient now. He needs to hold on to that priority and only let it go when he's 100% sure that this is going to be a scoring wave. Look at Uri, a right-hander, oncoming section, just kicking out of that.
Again, welcome everybody to the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. We have started today's competition with round number 5. We're in heat number 5 at the moment. And as you can see on your screen, we're looking at 2, maybe 3-foot waves coming in. And these riders are digging deep, going back all the way back to their amateur days to be able to perform in these smaller conditions. And that's going to be who is going to come out on top. We have riders that are go for broke in the big stuff and can compete in the big stuff. Lionel Medina, perfect example from the Canary Islands. He is shows no fear in the waves like Fronton and takes out some giant killers. But here, unfortunately, he could not adapt to the smaller stuff and just got steamrolled and is out of the competition. Now, it looks like all these riders in the water are capable of doing that. So here's the current situation, what we got in the water.
Yeah, Patrick he just got that 6.25 for his 2 rolls, solidifying his position in first place with a total score of 13, man. He's holding second priority as well. Uri just trailing right behind him. You can't count him out. He's got a 5.75 and a 2-pointer. Takes 1 flip and Uri's back in the game. He needs a 7.26. And Yazdani holding on to that priority with a total score of 7.25. He's going to need to produce some magic in the last 5 minutes, Manny.
Oh my, looks like there's some action going on. Here we go, Yazdani Castro from Costa Rica. He's got to get into this. He does, a lot of speed. Looking for a 3.1. No! You have to do something, even a roll or something. If you're going to give up priority, even if it's a spin, even if it's a roll, that 2.5 is what you're trying to better. So Yazdani got into that, didn't think it was going to shape up for him, so he kicks out and gets out back to the peak. But he's going back out to the peak with third priority. 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. There is enough time. Anything could happen all the way to the last second. But now, man, I'm getting all nervous and my hands are starting to sweat a little bit. I'm going to pull back on the coffee because this could send me to the hospital.
Yeah, you might just kick the whole screen down. Man, a simple roll through the lip would have got him highest 4s. And I think he's just looking for that flip section as Uri just got his flip section. Just what we've spoken about. And boom, that's it. That's Uri solidifying his second position, I think. Take us through that.
Well, look right here. He's all about timing that section, and he knows he can pull off these maneuvers in the small stuff. And right there, he and Patrick are just starting to pull away from Yazdani Castro. That score is going to come into the 4, maybe 5-point range for Uri Valadao, which will increase Yazdani's need score to get into that second place spot, probably into the 5 or 6. So totally doable. Yeah, the 6.66 is now what Yazdani needs. Oh my goodness. Tough. So I don't know how all my friends in Costa Rica are feeling, but here we go. Look at this. Not holding back with third priority. Uri Valadao going for something on the inside, but cannot pull it off. Yazdani, he's got to start thinking now, what is he going to do? What kind of strategy is in play for Yazdani Castro is the question. So here we go, out in the water, taking a look. Patrick Orr, he is going to give up that first priority to Yazdani. Patrick Orr, clean bottom turn and goes for an ARS, pulls it off clean. Oh no, so now Yazdani and Uri Valadao are starting to pull away a little bit from Yazdani. Here we go, Patrick, clean bottom turn, a nice clean ARS right there for Patrick.
Yeah, very good, smooth maneuver. He should better his 6.25. It was a set wave. Now, once again, third time lucky, Yazdani, you holding the priority. You got 3.5 minutes to go. Your number is the number of the beast, as Teza mentioned earlier. Now it's time for you to be the beast, mate. He needs that 6.6 to get to second place. Uri keeping busy with those flips, looking very dangerous, very dangerous. And Patrick sitting in first place with a 13.
All right, this is crunch time, ladies and gentlemen, for Yazdani Castro. He has priority. He needs a 6.66 ride, which is totally possible. Look at Patrick's scores. He's in the 6-point range. So 6-point rides are possible. Sets are coming in, I believe, now like in the 3 minutes. So he has time, but that time can get out of his hand. If he's not careful, time will run out. Yazdani has to play it smart. He should just, I say he rolls the dice and just wait, because he needs a high score. 6.66. What do you think?
Yeah, man, he needs to do what he needs to do right now. I mean, waiting is 2 minutes 20 seconds. I just don't think a roll's going to cut it anymore. So he would unfortunately have to go for the bigger maneuvers. Here he is. Come on, Yazdani. A lot of speed. Looking for that section, just bombing out of that, just not getting it. You know, just another roll through that lip would have just chiseled his way, make that score a little bit smaller, and even an insider, it could have delivered.
I just felt the entire country of Costa Rica exhale right there in shock, as that may have been his last opportunity with third priority against two veterans. And now he was anxious. He had to do something. He knew he had to do something big, but he decided to pick a wave that did not stand up for him. So Yazdani Castro, this may have been his last chance unless a freak wave comes in straight to him. It doesn't matter, because Patrick Orr and Uri Valadao could drop in on him if they want. So here we go. Yazdani paddling Patrick Orr. Patrick Orr is going to let him. Yuri's going to let him.
Oh, what's happening here,
6.66. Is he going to be able to pull it off? Nice ARS. He comes to the inside. Both of the riders let him go.
Manny, what's happening here?
A 6.66. Can he pull it off with a spin?
Oh my goodness. This is all going down to the wire.
Patrick Orr and Uri let him ride that wave. Oh my God. Why did Patrick pull back? Why did Uri pull back? Yazdani, did he pull it off? Here it is, an ARS on the inside, spins out of that, comes to the inside, a roll, and he's going to finish this wave off with a reverse. Oh, my God, I got chills going up my arms. It is nerve-wracking. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Oh, man, he got a 5.9. He just couldn't get that 6.66. Oh, the entire Puerto Rico, everybody just screaming their heads off here. This was amazing. Leaving it to the last second. Wow.
I'm very surprised Uri let him do that. The veteran that he is, and Yazdani has been on fire, but wow. Costa Rica, hold your head up high, because Yazdani did everything he could in that heat. Unfortunately, he was just not in the right position to pull off those big scores. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, I don't think Uri saw him in that one. He was fairly far down the line. I think Uri only saw Patrick, and then, okay, cool, I'm just going to let him go, and then perhaps realized.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Costa Rica, make sure you give Yazdani Castro a big round of applause when he comes home. He did a very great job here at the Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Patrick Orr looking unstoppable right now. Uri Valadao, he's going to step up his game for sure. Don't go anywhere. Heat number 6 coming up right after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. This is heat number 6, round number 5, out in the water. We have Tristan Roberts, the South African in the red jersey, Eder Luciano in yellow from Brazil, and the Chilean from the outer islands here, Cristobal Fernandez, will be in the blue jersey. So Eder Luciano, he's already clocked a 5.5, Cristobal a 5, Tristan Roberts a 4. So waves have already been caught. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Heat number 6 out in the water. We have 2 more heats, heat 7 and 8, coming up next. We're going to see in heat 7, Alan Munoz, Sasha Damianic, and Manuel Cepeda. Wow, all Chilean heat there. Louis Finnegan, Miguel Rodriguez, and Joshua Toledo in heat 8. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the competition with those, not the competition, but for today's action with those 2 heats. The forecast is not looking solid for tomorrow or Saturday, so the boys are putting all their eggs in the Sunday basket. That's where we're going to end the Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival on Sunday, in hopes that the swell reports are correct and showing some increase in waves for Sunday. So we're going to finish off today's action with these last remaining 3 heats. So let's keep an eye on the action right now. Eder Luciano looking good with first place, 5.5. Currently, Cristobal Fernandez in 5. Tristan Roberts with priority and 4 points on his first wave. So it is slowing down a bit, but we know that the sets are coming in every 3, 4, 5 minutes. So it's going to be interesting how this heat pans out, as well as the next 2 heats. So thank you all for tuning in from all over the world. Man, great run. Exciting to watch Yazdani Castro, who is actually has a kid on the way. So congratulations to Yazdani Castro. Don't put your head down. You did a very incredible showing here. Yesterday was explosive. Congratulations. And I'm sure all the Costa Ricans are proud of you.
Manny,
Mumbles, you're back.
I'm back. I needed that. Manny, do you know if Yazdani is coming to Arica?
That's a great question. You know what? We should ask Eduardo Mena, or actually, we should ask Yazdani himself. He's actually staying in our hotel too. But we'll find out. We'll find out if he's going to Arica.
Yeah, that would be good. All right, guys, welcome to the second last heat of the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboarding Pro. We are here, coming to you live and current in the water. Eder Luciano with a 5.5, Cristobal Fernandez with a 5, and Tristan with a 4. Nobody having their backup scores. Just on the 20-minute mark, you can see Eder going far left now, or far to the left, looking for those right-handers, and Tristan and Cristobal just sitting close to one another. Still early days. We know that Eder, he won his previous heat. Tristan won his previous heat as well, and they would like to keep that momentum going forward.
Oh my, 18 minutes, ton of time, but it gets, the ocean does get quiet a little bit when there's no waves. We've seen it go completely flat for a couple minutes, but when those sets do roll in, the riders have to be on point. And I think what I saw yesterday, there actually is kind of like 2 peaks that are coming in, one deep, one on the inside over here to the right of your screen. So the camera guys are having a bit of a trouble to try to get everything in there. But look at this, down the beach, Cristobal Fernandez sneaking in under the barrel, under the lip, streaking through the barrel, but cannot come out.
Yeah, some proper travel time on that one, Manny. You can see Eder paddling all the way back again, because as you just said, there's like 2 peaks. On the bigger waves, a lot bigger than this now, it actually links up. And with the smaller ones that we have now,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the smaller ones we have now, it is just actually showing these 2 peaker.
All right, Mumble, sorry if I distracted you for a bit, but we do have the interview ready with Begonia and the winner of that last heat. Begonia, where are you at?
Thank you very much, guys. We're here with Patrick Orr, another young Hawaiian blood that's advancing in this event. Patrick, how was it out there?
It was a lot of fun. It reminded me of my home spot, dead trees.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
lefts, lots of nice glassy, oily waves out there.
Yeah, it looks pretty fun from here. I was asking Ian because it's a little bit slow, but still there's some sets and some good ones. So you managed to get two good scores and take over Uri Badalao, which is world champ and really hard to get. So what was the strategy out there?
Just stay calm and relaxed and just wait for the waves to come and try to hold priority, at least just get the good little inside rides as well as the sets if I could.
Well, in the past I've been seeing you traveling by yourself, and now you have a couple of friends here. How does it feel to have Sammy and Mag as well? It's got to be really nice and supportive, right?
Yeah, it's super awesome having all the boys from Hawaii over here repping hard. I'm glad to see them here. It's a different change of pace, like you said, hanging out by myself and just getting to know everybody. But when you have your boys here, it's just on a whole nother level of fun,
Well, that's really good then. Congratulations. Anyone to say hi or thanks at this point?
I'd like to say thanks to everybody at home supporting. My sponsors, Hardy Shapes and Reflex Wetsuits. So stoked to have them. And everybody else watching and supporting Boogie Boarding. Thank you.
Oh, that's pretty good. Congratulations, and we hope to see you back here real soon.
Thank you.
Bye to you guys.
Well, Patrick is stoked right now. The Hawaiian moving on from that last heat, along with the other rider in second place. That was, Uri Valadao. So Uri and Patrick moving on into the next round. Out in the water right now, give us the situation. Mumbles.
Yeah, man, the guys are very bunched close together here. Tristan holding on to that priority. He's still needing that second wave. Cristobal sitting in first place. He got that 1.85, and Eda also needing his second score. Eda holding that second priority as well, and Cristobal in no man's land. 15 minutes to go, so I think it's going to be just flattening out. Just one of those heats where you're sitting in the right position, but there's no waves. And now the guys they're going to start paddling here and there. We saw Eda moving to the far left, and then he came back again, and just nothing at the moment. And Tristan will be holding on to that priority card for as long as he possibly can. If he gets a 6-point ride, that would really make things hard for the guys, and Eda as well. He'll probably he can easily get that 7 pointers, and we saw with the Cristobal opens up with the 5 point. So there are waves. They're slow, very slow. That's why that's probably why they're sitting fairly close together.
All right, looks like we do have some action coming in out the back. Tristan Roberts with priority, taking a look at this one. He is going to go for it, dropping in, clean bottom turn, nice extended roll, lands perfectly, a little bit of bounce, finds another section. That is going to be a solid score right there for Tristan Roberts, the South African. So Tristan Roberts making his way back out to the lineup. It's great to see Tristan and Ian and that whole crew traveling together, and we're going to see him connect. Hey, there's the camera crew right there, holding it down. The media guys actually putting together some incredible highlights from the action that has been going down here at the Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. But back to the squad is the crew that they call themselves. So we had Jacob Romero, Ian Campbell, Tristan Roberts, Tanner McDaniel. Who else is in the squad?
Obviously Tristan, a couple of guys that aren't here, which is Wilder.
Yes, that's
what
right.
a little legend that guy is.
I think they're all going to meet up at the Grand Slam Series, the next stop on the APB World Tour. That's going to be coming up in about a week and a couple days in Arica, just north of Antofagasta. So everybody's going to have a few days open. But look at this, Eder Luciano. Keep your eyes on him. Full extension, beautiful ARS, lands perfectly. His trademark white fins. Nice clean spin right here. I have no idea how the heck he does this. He's like 6'3" and throwing his body around like he's, wait a second, answering back. Look at this. Nice clean ARS thrown out. Oh, that would have been nice to have that last move completed to put a cherry on top. Cristobal Fernandez, though, nice clean maneuver, but both of them heading back out to try to get that second priority. Cristobal Fernandez, Eder Luciano, back-to-back epic maneuvers right there. Who do you think had the best score out of those two?
Oh, hard to say. I think Edders would probably get the better score, but with saying that, Manny, I think Crucible's was a bit more cleaner. His spin didn't quite match that of Eder, as we see Tristan using that priority. He just had nice ARS again, trying to get around that section. All right, nothing much there. So I'll be keen to see what's happening with these scores. They scored Tristan a 6.1 with his 2 rolls, and they've been awarding 2 maneuvers higher than a single explosive maneuver. Cristobal putting up his hand, looking for an announcement on his priority, as we see. So actually, let's just look at this again. Nice, clean, good projection into the flash, quick turn, almost caught his rail, and that's I think where it's going to be a bit detrimental to him, and I think where Eder might take him on that one.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to end your waves with a little extra star at the end of that by completing your maneuver and looking like you have control the entire time. So yeah, but Tristan Roberts' wave was one of the bigger waves. Hola, hermano. That's one of our camera guys right there, holding it down. Again, tracking all the action on point and putting together sick, incredible highlight clips. But yeah, again, back to Tristan's 6.1 ride. The combination of the maneuvers he did were on that bigger wave, so that's why it's right up there. But look at the scores. 6-point ride for Fernandez, and Eder Luciano, I believe his second wave is still being calculated. So waves are coming down the pipeline, still waiting. Did Eder's last wave come in?
Not yet, no. Not yet. Looking closely for that. Just want to see how they compare their scale.
You can see Eder looking
Here we
back.
go. Eder getting that 7-pointer.
There it is.
7-point on that one, just for completing that second maneuver.
You called it right there. You want to end your waves on a good note for the judges. I mean, Cristobal, if he would have completed that move, he would have gotten into the 6.2, 6.5.
Yeah.
But Eder with the 2 solid maneuvers and making it look clean and in control, giving him that 7-point ride. Cristobal Fernandez, though, a 5.61 at the moment is what he needs. He has priority. Tristan Roberts, he's looking, all these riders still have the chance to pull off first and second place position. Again, 25-minute heats, top 2 waves are scored. Only 2 riders out of these 3 are advancing on. Once you get in there, once you get in this round, the odds are in your favor, but still, one person is getting knocked out.
Yeah, sad to say someone's going home today. Tristan asking a couple of questions in the water. I'm not sure what he's trying to indicate. The priority sitting with the Cristobal. And no priority for Eder and no priority for him.
Priority.
But they're sitting very close to one another, so I think that could possibly be the downfall. Here we go. There's the priority system back up again. So, yes, Manny, Cristobal holding on to that priority. Tristan in third and Eder in second. Currently first place. Eder with a 12.50 with a 7 and a 5.5. Tristan in second place with a 11.6. Needing that 6.41 for the first place, and Cristobal Fernandez with a total score of 11, needing a 5.61 for second place. 8 minutes, 33 seconds. Round 5, heat number 6, the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboarding Festival. As we see a little wave coming through, that's Cristobal using his priority now down the line, getting under the lip. That's good. Good
Nice.
Clean flip again. Another spin and into the channel.
That is what he wanted. He wanted to make sure he ended that wave properly, and that, I think that could be better than that 5-point ride, his lower of his 2 scores, and will better maybe the 5.61 is what he needed to get into that second place spot. So Tristan Roberts, he's waiting patiently to hear the score from Cristobal Fernandez from our beach commentator. It's either Mono, the local legend here in Chile. He's been commentating, I can't remember how long, 12, 15 years here in Chile. But Juan Santos, also a veteran, multilingual extraordinaire. One of my favorite commentators on the tour. But Cristobal Fernandez waiting patiently, as well as Tristan Roberts for that last score to come in.
Yep, there it is. That
Whoa.
6-pointer. 6-pointer.
There it is. Tristan Roberts now needs a 5.91 to get into that first place or second place spot. But look at that wave exchange right there, or that last wave from Cristobal Fernandez was enough to get him into that second place spot.
Yeah, was enough. Snuck right past Tristan on that one. Tristan needing that 5.91 Manny. It's not impossible. He just needs that wave. Playing it safe, getting on the score with a 6-1 and a 5-5. Here's Eder, the 6-foot-tall man.
With priority, here he is dropping into this white frothy wave. I'm telling you, I don't know how he does it, but he goes for an ARS, pulls it off, ends with a roll. He's trying to better a 5.50. Not a bigger wave, but that could be potentially, something better than that 5.5. And he's going to make his way back out to the lineup. Here, let's take another look. What do you think?
Doing a flip of not much of a section there. Really quick rotation. And then backs it up with a roll mania. I reckon definitely in the 5.5 or just run about the 6-point mark. Not the biggest wave, so it should stay, if I'm guessing, run about this, maybe the same as his 5.5. So now Tristan holding on to priority, needing that 5.9. And just needs that one wave, and we all know he can do that. Posting 9 pointers the other day.
Yep.
So here he is, using his priority.
Tristan
looking down the
in.
line, good section. There we go, nice backflip, super clean. Looking now for that second section just to back up with that roll. Just pops in a little spin and back into the channel.
Woo, that's going to be tight. That's going to be tight. 5.91 is what he needed. Let's dissect this again one more time. He's looking for that section right off the bat, and he gets some projection. That was a nice clean ARS, pulls it around, and this is the cherry on top, is that reverse. Oh, almost clean. Almost digs his rail.
Almost.
That's going to be very, very close. That's going to be very close for Tristan Roberts right now.
Here we go. Position change, bang into first place. Getting a 6.85 for that backflip, Manny. 6.85, so he's in first place. And Eder knocking down into second, and Cristobal leaving himself in third place with priority. Tristan, no priority. Eder, second priority. So it's all out in the wire. Less than 5 minutes to go. It's it's going to be wild.
Oh, they caught us off guard.
Always chatting, those two. Always chatting, never stopping.
And the production guys, these guys are behind the scene. You guys give that production crew high-speed fiber optic internet service, and you will have the best production anyone can serve up. And the media guys right there, those guys are putting together some incredible highlights. And that was incredible. So a quick little pan on the production area over here. So yeah, I'm enjoying it just as much as you all. We have Mumbles and I have this 42-inch screen TV on the floor right in front of us. So giving you the live feed is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we just can't ask for better.
So
a little
happened?
bit of replay here. Cristobal banging up to first place again. Another clean ARS from him. And a second maneuver. Many. This is a lot of shuffling happening here. It's like guys are playing Uno here.
Oh my goodness, right in the last 5 minutes.
Less than 4 minutes ago, it is trailing with priority in third place. So, damn, this is going to be a difficult one. Now, Tristan, priority should shift him. This is a good set wave.
Oh,
nice,
my goodness.
massive projection.
Look at
Gets
that.
it. Definitely his highest score and a roll. All right. Well. What is going on here now?
Wow, it's just going crazy right now in these last 5 minutes of this heat. Eder Luciano, look at the projection, look at the extension on that ARS. Lands perfectly, whips it around, goes for a roll. Eder Luciano answering back to Cristobal Fernandez and Tristan Roberts. Look at the scores within the last 7 minutes. Big scores have been dropped. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Up and riding. Let's see what Cristobal Fernandez can do.
Another clean wave.
Big roll rate. No, goes for an ARS. Throws it around. Not as clean as Eder Luciano, but an 8.5 for Eder. Look at this. Out the back. Live action. Tristan Roberts. Ton of speed. Finding the section. And there it is. Another big flip right there for Tristan. That is going to be his only maneuver. Oh my, 6.51 is what he needed. Look at this. We got riders from the next heat getting a little bit too close.
Many. That's a really good backflip. A lot of projection on that. The judge is looking for that second maneuver, and his wave just not giving it to him. And Eder coming with an 8.5, hands down the highest score of the day. And that flip was exceptional given the current conditions. Now Tristan back in second place, getting a 7.4 for that flip.
Oh my!
Oh, the judge is loving these boys right now, and Christabel's sitting with a 7.35. So it's so close. 2 minutes to go. I'm not too sure if Tristan is the one holding the priority at the moment. But Eder with 8.5, a 7 pointer, 15.5, probably the highest total combined score of today's event.
Oh my!
And Tristan needing an 8.1, not impossible. Eder boxing in with an 8.5, and Christabel, just nipping at their legs. Look at this replay again.
Yeah,
nice,
Tristan
a
with
lot of speed there.
Tristan with a lot of speed, finding that section, big extension right there on that ARS, and pulls it around. And I'm really 7.4. You know what? It's up there. I guess it's right. I'm looking at all the other scores and what they were given. Cristobal Fernandez. I think it might be a battle right now between second place between Tristan and Cristobal. 1 minute to go with priority number 2. Eder giving up priority on this wave right here. Look at this thing lining up. Eder, big extension. ARS pulls it around. Can he get around for another maneuver? Woo, that was solid. 1 minute remaining. Cristobal Fernandez with priority now. Can Mother Nature deliver? A 6.1 priority going to Cristobal Fernandez right now. That will change. Keep an eye on the screen. The priority is with Cristobal Fernandez, I believe, or it is a shared priority. And Cristobal Fernandez, this is going to get a little tricky right now. Cristobal Fernandez, taking a look at this, 6.91. Cristobal taking a look. Cristobal, 6.91. Here he goes. Can he get it? Dropping in. Nice section, a little bit of roll. That's not going to work out. Woo!
Oh, many, my nerves are shot, my hands are sweaty, and Tristan, this is, I don't know. I don't think that wave, just given what the guys have done with the flips, look at Eder's flip again, that's going to definitely be close to his 8-pointer. Man, this guy told me yesterday that I am hungry. I came to win. And
that was
you
insane.
can see that right now. He came to win, and so what's final scores?
That
was some nuts heat.
That was incredible. I mean, the last few minutes of that heat was intense, ladies and gentlemen. Cristobal Fernandez, one last hope, could not pull it off. I believe it's going to be Eder Luciano and Tristan Roberts advancing on to the next heat.
Correct.
Coming up, next round. Coming up, heat number 7, the last 2 heats of today's action. Coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Manny V here with Mumbles, and man, the competition, even though the waves are in that 2 to 3 foot range, it's still intense because these guys can throw it down in these conditions. Heat number 7 out in the water. Let's get back into it. We have 3 riders. Only 2 will advance on. Third place, that's the end of the road. Out in the water, it is an all Chilean battle. From Tavo, Alan Munoz. From Antofagasta, Sasha Damianic. From Antofagasta, Manuel Cepeda. All Chileans, 2 advance, 1 gets knocked out. Who's it going to be? Look at this. Scores have already been dropped.
All right, yeah. Alan Munoz opening up with a 6.5. Manuel with a 4-pointer. And Sasha just testing the water with a 1.0. Currently, priority sitting with Manuel. Second priority, Alan. And Sasha, he'll get into position as soon as he can. One of my favorite riders is Sasha Damianic. I really love watching this guy, especially when it comes to Eureka. He really smokes the players. And who can forget that massive invert from last year, Manny?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's showing what he can do here in the small stuff, too, with a 6.5 ride right off the bat. So Alan Munoz is dedicating this year to the entire tour along with Sasha Damianic. So, man, if anybody's going to have the potential to walk away with a world title, it's these 2 guys right here. They're going to be following the Grand Slam series, and it's going to be very exciting to see what these guys can put together. Look at this. One of the biggest waves of the morning so far. Alan Munoz up and over. That thing did not shape up for him, so he decides to cut out. And, wow, that looks like it could be something coming in out the back. Pancho!
Yeah, Manny, I think the camera just missed blue, but Alan on the massive wave there. Biggest of the day for sure.
Yeah, so yes, scores dropping right now. Again, Alan Munoz raising his hand up. And it looks like, oh yeah, we do have it. Great job right there from the production guys. Manuel Cepeda on that last wave. Nice clean maneuver on the back. I think what happened was Alan Munoz was very deep on that same wave, pulled out, and Manuel Cepeda got the inside part of that wave and was able to pull off a maneuver on the outside and come to the inside. Not a super clean wave, but it was on that bigger wave, so Cepeda taking full advantage of Alan pulling back on that wave.
Yeah, spot on, Manny, at 100% correct. As I turned around, I just saw this guy flipping out the bowl. Something was happening there, and it was a good-looking wave.
The problem that we have here as commentators is we're looking at the screen, we're looking at what you see, and it's so easy to turn our back to see the live, what is actually happening on the entire beach, and that's a problem when we have the ocean right in front of us. So yeah. We apologize if we do call scores because we're so excited and we turn our back and check out what's happening on the entire beach. But you know what? We're dialed in right now. Live feed coming to you from the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Big shout out to all of you tuning in from all over the world watching these last 2 heats for today's action. Give me a second. I'm going to post something on the APB Facebook page, APB Tour Facebook page. So if you want to head over there right now, give me 1 second. I'm going to post Mumbles and Manny coming to you live. Where you at? Give me a second. That's going up right now. But first, live action. What do we got?
All right, Sasha looking at this one. Not much happening right now. So yeah, guys, welcome to the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboarding Festival. If you only joined us now, where have you been? Manny's going to give a quick shout out. Let us know. Jump onto our socials. This is Manuel looking on the little right hand and pulling out of that one. So he got a 4.5 and a 4-pointer. So he's sitting in first position with an 8.5. And Alan Munoz, he's sitting on a 7 with a 6.5 and a 0.5. So he will still need his second backup score. And Sasha still to get on the scoreboard properly. So 70 minutes, 33 seconds, Manny. A lot of time. But as you and I saw the last couple of heats, this time disappears quicker than, than anything that disappears. Could water down the drain, I would say.
Well, right now, anything could. In that last heat, we saw about 5 minutes of just pure nothing. It was like a lake. And all of a sudden, within the last 5-6 minutes, there was maybe 5 or 6 high scoring waves that were dealt out, and it changed back to back to back all the way to the last second, all the way to the last wave of Cristobal Fernandez. So don't turn the screen off. Anything is possible. Up and riding on a pretty solid wave. Sasha Damjanic. Oh, what inverted ARS back, no, actually inverted backflip. He kind of went for the backflip, but twisted his board when he took off. Pancho, if we can slow it down, poquito despacio. Aquí, mire, right here, you can see him going for a backflip maneuver, but he twists his board just a little bit to give it a little tweak right there. That was a pretty solid maneuver, but unfortunately could not pull it off. So Sasha pulling out all the tricks out of his bag.
Yeah, a little bit of awkward landing there. Maybe not the best strategy, but you know, it's broke. It's going for broke at the moment. It's all or nothing, Manny. So a little bit awkward landing there for Sasha. He would be pretty upset about that one, I'm sure. Making his way back into the back line. I think he would just probably his next wave, trying to get on the scorecard decently as he's looking in on this little one on the far right.
It looks like he is looking down the line right here, coming back as he's paddling back out, finds this little inside section, looking for section. Nope, not there. Sasha digs in, digs out. So right now, he's just keeping busy. 15 minutes remaining, a lot of time. And back in the competitive days, we used to just put these 15-minute heats together just to get us used to those last 15 minutes of a heat. So there's a ton of time for Sasha and Alan and Manuel Cepeda to put some together. Looks like we do have the winner of the last heat with Begonia. Begonia, where you at?
Thank you very much, guys. We're here with Eder Luciano, one of the usual suspects for this kind of conditions. Eder, that was pretty impressive. You actually made the biggest score of the day. That was an 8 with a pretty high ARS. And so, how was it? What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so happy to advance one more hit. This hit was so difficult with Tristan and Sebastian. Was a hit machine flips. Everybody flipped for all the waves and changed a lot the hits. So some waves during the hit and can change wave by wave. And so happy to get 8 points and 7 points and put me on the first place on the final of the hit. And happy to advance.
Well, now you have a very strong hit and a very difficult for you because you're going to face Yuri Balalao by yourself. I mean, you two on a man-on-man. It's so hard. You guys are staying together. You guys are friends. And wow, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's really bad to compete with another Brazilian, but I travel for many years with Yuri, and he's my best friend on the tour with Roberto Bruno. And this is it, competition, and now I'll have one more hit with Yuri. And beginning when I start to compete, my best hit was man-on-man with Yuri and all the contests in Europe and Brazil. And now you're gonna face on face again. And I hope a good show for everybody watch and hope to advance one more hit and put the Brazilian one more time on the quarterfinal.
Well, that was really good, and I'm sure you guys are going to do it. So, você pode falar português agora, se quer mandar um alô para alguém?
Valeu, galera que está na torcida, todo mundo do Brasil, obrigado mesmo por todos que estão me enviando sempre mensagens positivas. Estamos aqui na batalha, a primeira luta do ano aí no circuito mundial e conto com a torcida de todos e vamos com tudo colocar o Brasil aí no lugar mais alto do pódio mais uma vez. Valeu!
Parabéns para você and best of luck in the next heat. Back to you guys.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past Eder to go on the hunt and possibly be up there right for the contention for a world title. Eder Luciano up and riding right now, live action. Alan Munoz with a ton of speed. Look at this section, a big backflip. Pulls it around perfectly. Wow, Alan Munoz on fire right now with a 6.5 and a ginormous backflip landing perfectly. That is textbook right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Manny, he hit that lip harder than Mike Tyson ever did. Look at the ton of speed coming down there. Perfect timing, a lot of projection into the flats. That's textbook.
That was pretty incredible. And I think I saw the drone going across the screen too. That's going to definitely hit the highlight reel for sure tonight. So
look at that, 8.75, the highest score of today. Bang on.
That was sick. 8.75 and a 6.5. That is going to put definitely those two guys in combination land, which means both of those riders, if they want to get into that first place spot, they need 2 new scoring waves. So Alan Munoz is killing it right now.
Oh, definitely. Yes, Sasha. Backing up his 4.05. He did those 2 rolls. And also nice, good-looking wave. Them in a nice deep bottom turn. Goes for that tweak backflip. And thankfully, he gets that one. So he will be happy with that. That should bump him up back into second position. Let's look at this again.
So yeah, Sasha has this very unique style of doing a backflip right here. That's a backflip, but he tweaks his board just a little bit. So we'll call that a tweaked backflip, where it looks like he's doing the backflip, but it just looks pretty. I like it. I like that style of backflip. It just looks like he's flexing more. It just looks pretty sick. So Sasha now has 2 scores. His last score did not drop just yet, but now it looks like it's going to be a battle for second place with Alan Munoz, 2 high-scoring waves coming in as an 8.75 and a 6.5. But Cepeda, oh wait, Sasha, live action, going again for that backflip, pulls it around. He's got 2 solid scores now. It's going to be a battle for second. Again, only 2 riders, first and second, advancing on. Top 2 waves are scored for these riders. 25-minute heats, heat 7 of 8, and we're going to end today's competition with heat 8. Look at this, Alan Munoz now looking on the right.
Yeah, going for the right, just not getting anything on that. I mean, he will be fairly confident as to where he is right now. These other 2 guys, Manuel and Sasha, they have some work to do, Manny. And let's look at Sasha's replay again. Just dropping his knees there and getting in that white water, just making sure that he gets the landing in and is able to turn around. So yeah, this is currently Manuela holding the priority. He's an 8.5, also in combination land, and Sasha with a 4.46.
All right, sorry, I was just testing you right now. We have some hand signals that we have between the commentators, and I was just testing Mumbles if he was going to stay on track of his speech, so that was good. All right, so Mumbles and Manny V giving you the live feed from the Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Spin off the top for Manuel Cepeda, comes off the bottom. A little sloppy roll right there, pulls it around, another spin, and a forced roll. That is not, I mean, it'll be in the 4 or 5 point range because of the combination of maneuvers, but you can totally tell Manuel Cepeda pretty much forced each one of those maneuvers. The spin was clean, but you can tell that a little bit of desperation right now setting in for these 2 riders. Ton of time though. 9 minutes is a lot of time, especially with these little pulses of the bigger waves coming in every heat.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All these guys, they've got all the tricks in the bag. And, I think the cages are a little bit rattled. Hearing an 8.75 in your heat is never good news. And, they got some work cut out for them. Here we go. Sasha on a good-looking wave. Nice. There he goes again. Trying to get around the section for that second maneuver. And does a little reverse into the white water, I would say.
Can you explain to the viewers right now what is happening on some of the waves? You see them, you see the riders bouncing and landing and then bouncing again. Can you explain what's happening out there?
Yeah, man. I think it's also with the low tide right now. As they land, there's a little bit of a backwash. It's extremely shallow. So holding onto your board is quite difficult. And these guys are really putting in the death grip and just trying to get through the white water, especially when they get caught.
Let's take another look right here. Sasha's last wave, and you can see him going for that backflip maneuver right there, spinning it around. The bounce is actually is coming from the tide, and those waves are coming up onto the reef and bouncing back out towards the ocean, and that reverberation is causing the wave to have a little bit of bump on the face of the wave, and that's why you'll see some of the riders bouncing along the face of the wave because of the reverberation of the water coming off of the reef. You can see Sasha waving, asking for the beach commentator to give him the update on the scores. Again, it's a battle for that second place spot with Alan Munoz's high scoring waves. So a quick shout out from the list that we have here on the APB Tour Facebook page. Shane Gasson. Is it Gasson or Gasson? I'm going to say Shane. So Shane is one of my Boog Life patrons. If you haven't already subscribed, check out booglife.com. That's my podcast, and Shane is one of my patrons on there. So shout out to you, Shane, and everybody following booglife.com. Here we go, up and ready. Back to the shout outs in a second. Alan Munoz, a little quick check turn, finds his speed section again, goes for a roll, extended roll, goes into a carving reverse. Alan Munoz looking strong as always. Craigie T is tuning in from South Africa as well. Let's take another look at that shot, and we can talk about Craigie T in a second. But Alan Munoz, clean roll, good reverse right here, and kicks out. Craigie T, do you know who this guy is?
Yeah, Craigie T is a good friend from Cape Town and an ultimate froth monster when it comes to bodyboarding.
Craigie T.
Total Team Play has got a massive collection of vintage bodyboards as well. I think his girlfriend makes sure that they sleep inside the garage and not in the house.
Well, he's lucky to even let him get that collection. I've heard some vintage bodyboard collectors are they're pushing the envelope, pushing the limit with their significant other, because they're starting to stockpile these vintage bodyboards.
Absolutely. And Craigie T has been around for a while. Look at that good forward spin. Manuel running down the line, looking for that section. Good ARS. What's that? Once again, just getting caught in the white water. Craig is still working on his a bottom turn after about 20 years in the water, but eventually he'll get there one day.
Look at this. Looks like it's going to shape up to be a sick wave for Manuel Cepeda. Nice clean spin on the outside. And right here, if he was able to pull that thing around, it would have been a pretty solid score. Definitely that 4.46 that he wanted. But he just got lost in that vortex. When he landed, he had no forward momentum, and the wave just came in and engulfed him. So Manuel Cepeda heading back out with third priority with 5 minutes remaining. Big shout out to Adrian Costa. Adrian is asking where he can find the draws and heat results. Adrian, if you haven't already done so, download the Stacked app. You can find it on stackedapp.com. And there you'll have the option to download either for Play Store, Google Play Store, or on the Apple Store. But stackedapp.com is what you want to do. That's where you're going to see everything. Yeah, there it is right here. So stackedapp.com, you're going to be able to follow your favorite riders. You'll be able to follow your favorite organizations. And you'll be able to follow along with live scores, play-by-play, and you'll be able to see what all the judges are dropping. So Adrian, check it out, stackedapp.com. And Ben is tuning in from Perth, Australia. A big shout out to the Clayton's crew. Sorry, I mumbled there for a second. But thank you all for tuning in. Keep on commenting. APB Tour Facebook page is where we're going to get the shout outs. And it's Mumbles and Manny V. Where you at? That's where you can put your comment and let me know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you. Gasson. So Shane Gasson. He sent me how to pronounce it properly. So thanks, brother. Y si están mirando, vaya el página en el Facebook. Allí pueden, si quieren un shout out, pon su nombre y de dónde están mirando el campeonato. APB Tour Facebook page. Allí pone su comento. Mire, aquí vamos. Here we go. Sasha Damianic.
Yeah, charging down the line. Nice. There we go. That's his better one. Can he hold on? That's the thing. There we go. He does. He makes it through. That should be better than his 4.05 Manny. Manuel needing that 4.46 for second place. Let's just have a look at this replay. Good bottom turn. Back into the critical position of the wave. And then holding on for dear life. And telling the judges, hey, I just made that. Right, so Aluminia's comfortably in first position with a 15.25. Sasha still in combination, but in a good position for second place with a total score of 9.80. And Manuel with some hard work to do with 2 minutes 46 seconds to go, holding on to that second priority with an 8.50. He needs a 5.31. So quite a lot going on here. One more heat remaining for the rest of the day, Manny, and that last heat's going to be an absolute banger.
This is it. Crunch time right now. It's all about first and second, and right now it's a battle for that second place spot. I mean, Alan Munoz has the other two riders in combination land, which means those two riders, if they want first place, they have to get 2 new scores. And Alan Munoz, he's has priority. He paddled for that wave. If Sasha or Manuel Cepeda were on the outside, priority would go to Manuel Cepeda.
Yeah, that's correct. As we look at Alan, looking on this one, just holding onto the nose, pressing down, making sure there's some good speed, grabbing the rail. Look at that end section. Nice. Clean textbook backflip into the flats on the critical section, Manny. Good scoring wave. He will improve on that 6.5 for sure.
Wow. Alan Munoz. Look at this right here. He's pressing down on his board to get a little bit more planing surface to maintain that speed, and he's able to find that section, and look at that perfectly executed flip maneuver from Alan Munoz. And if you're gonna in this competition, in these conditions, in any wave, it's a lot of these flip maneuvers, you need speed. Sasha, up and riding and out. But yeah, speed is the critical component when you're gonna go for these lip maneuvers and perform them properly and perfectly. And right there, you saw Alan Munoz using every tactic to get that speed with the planing surface of his board, and also maintaining a high line until he needed to release and hit that lip.
Absolutely, Manny, spot on there.
Time
Counting
winding down.
Yeah. 50, less than 50 seconds. Got Alan Munoz comfortably in first place, and Sasha and Manuel fighting for that second position. Quite close between the two of them, Manny. You know, we got 9.80 for Sasha, and we got 8.50 for Manuel, and you know, both of them sitting in the 4-point range with a 4.9 for Sasha, and Manuel with a 4.5 and a 4. So it's going to take one little wave to change the whole game. Alan looking and letting go of that one. Good call.
Wow, he could do it right here. He could do it. Oh, man. Hold on the replay. We got 10 seconds remaining. Right here, Manuel Cepeda. Here he goes. A 5.31. 5.31 is what he's after. Nice flip right there. He may have done it. Manuel Cepeda with a reverse. He could have pulled it off in the last 10 seconds.
Oh, no. Wait, Sasha coming in hot.
Oh, answering back, and he pulls that off.
Bigger wave. Get in front of the section.
Oh, my goodness. Woo! The battle between the two Antofagasta bodyboarders has come down to the last 10 seconds. Oh my goodness. Manuel Cepeda finding a 5.31, but Sasha answering back. Hold on, Pancho, si podemos poner la cámara en Sasha y Manuel, porque vamos a esperar a ver qué va a pasar con los puntos cuando se bajan. I'm sorry, I went to Spanish. Pancho, can we get the camera on Sasha and Manuel Cepeda as the scores card come dropping in? We'll take another look right now at the wave exchange, and we'll call it to see who had the better. That was definitely a 5.31 wave from Manuel Cepeda, maybe even in the 6-point range for sure. But then it was Sasha answering back. No sé si tenemos la cámara on Manuel Cepeda y Cesar Damianich, porque if we can get the camera on Sasha, we want to get the reaction as the scores drop.
Okay, that's the
Keep
first
the
score.
Scores on the screen. Here they come. They are both waiting right here. So Sasha in the yellow jersey, Manuel Cepeda. So Manuel Cepeda's wave came in at a 6.525. He jumped into the second. Now it's all about Sasha's last wave. Sasha Damianich waiting for that score to jump.
He's not getting it, Manny. He's not getting it.
Holding back.
He got a 5.65.
Wait a second. Let's get it from the commentator on the beach. Here we go. Keep an eye on Sasha. He's in the yellow. Oh, boy. 6.25. Manuel Cepeda. Sasha in the yellow. He's finally hearing the scores. Oh, no.
Devastation. My nose. I'm going to need heart surgery, after this. God.
Wow. And look at Manuel Cepeda. He is stoked. Oh, my gosh. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo. What a battle to the end, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back with the last heat of today with Heat 8 of round number 5. Oh, my goodness. Don't go anywhere.
Wow.
Welcome back, everybody. Manny V here with Mumbles, and oh my goodness, even though the waves are in like that 2 to 3 foot range, the guys are putting together an incredible show, and the ladies put an incredible show as well. But today it's about the men's round 5. Holy shnikes.
Manny?
Yes.
Manny, what's going on? This is going down to the wire every single time, and it's been some incredible surfing by the guys. I cannot wait for this next heat. This next heat is 1 to 1.
Australia watching, this is it right here. Toledo, local Chile. Your eyes on,
especially if you but phenomenal, but albeit on the small side, it's been a form of action this morning.
it's incredible to see big score. Louis Finnegan already clocking in a 6 ride during the Australian go on the world's the rules, capable of doing
4.5, and you know, are we doing his heats because he and it's so good of a rundown on that.
Document the people that only $1 a month made it super affordable for all the bodyboarders around the world, but from around the world's best. So I'll come back to that. First, Louis Finnegan up and riding, ton of speed, the lone Australian in and out. Not much there for Louis Finnegan, but yeah, booglife.com is my own personal podcast that I put together, but reaching out to the entire bodyboarding community. Look at this, down on the right side, Miguel Rodriguez, clean roll on the last combination right there after an ARS, after the ARS. So more about booglife.com after we hear from the winner of the last heat with Begonia. Begonia, where you at?
Thank you very much, guys. We're here with Super Stoke Alan Munoz. Oh my God, Alan, you just made the biggest score of the whole event. A 17 total. That was amazing. You just flip as if it was nothing. I mean, hiciste el score más grande. 17 de total, haciendo unos flips como si no fueran nada. Cuéntanos un poco cómo se siente eso y qué tal están las condiciones y todo allá afuera.
Las condiciones están un poco difíciles, pero igual en 25 minutos, con suerte, por lo menos en mi experiencia, logré tener suerte a agarrar la ola necesaria. Me tocó con 2 localazos que se conocen súper bien la ola, Manuel Cepeda y Sacha Daminic, que son 2 grandes riders locales. Un poco de nerviosismo también por la ola, ya que se necesita suerte, pero gracias a Dios los shapes están resultando súper buenos, así que bien contento.
Well, he said it's a little bit slow, so it's a bit hard. But he was focused on getting the big ones, and actually he made it. He felt it was hard to beat those 2 locals, Manuel and Sacha, who knows perfectly this wave. But he's just very happy with his boards are working pretty well. How have you been preparing for all these days? It's been a long wait all these days. ¿Cómo te preparas todos estos días esperando? ¿Cuál es tu rutina diaria de entrenamiento? Cuéntanos un poco de eso.
La idea es que las tareas se hacen en casa, ya todo el fortalecimiento, resistencia y tratar de tener flexibilidad en los días de competencia, alimentación ligera y nada, tratando de mirar las condiciones. Conozco bien esta ola igual, así que simplemente trato de ver cómo está el día para ver si es que hay alguna estrategia, buscar alguna derecha, que de repente también son alternativas, así que eso.
Well, he says most of the work is at home. He tries to rest and try to remain flexible for this condition for to surf, and eat very light, very well. And yeah, he's just been looking a lot to the wave, studying, and he knows it pretty well. But still, he has been just analyzing the wave and trying to get the best out of it. Well, congratulations, Alan. You did amazing, and we're pretty sure we're gonna see you back here real soon. You want to say hi or thanks to someone back home? ¿Quieres saludar a alguien?
Claro, especial a todos mis auspiciadores, a Erizo, a O'Neill, a Car, a toda la familia, SurfMap, mi familia que me apoya condicionalmente, a mi bolola y a todos mis amigos que siempre están tirando las buenas vibras.
Bueno, muchísimas gracias. Congratulations, and like I said, I'm sure I'm going to see you back here real soon. Back to you guys.
Oh man, it's been busy out there. Louis Finnegan, ARS off the top on a pretty sizable wave. And look at this, a paddle battle ensuing possibly as Joshua Toledo and Louis Finnegan paddling back out into the lineup, but out the back, Miguel Rodriguez punching through the lip. Nice clean air Rolo. But yeah, it looks like a paddle battle right there between Louis Finnegan and Joshua Toledo. Oh, and all three of them a paddle battle. Who is going to get priority? Who will be the first one out to the lineup? And the priority is valuable at this moment. 14 minutes remaining. Joshua Toledo, whoever gets to the outside first will have that first priority. Miguel Rodriguez and Louis Finnegan, all of them going for that paddle battle right now. It's going to be very interesting on how the judges see. They have a better perspective, and there it is. Joshua Toledo with first priority, Louis Finnegan with second. Let's take another look at Louis' last wave.
Yeah, talk about Louis. Good, clean wave. Nice bottom turn in the critical section. Good, clean flip as well. And there he goes. And he sees Joshua on the paddle, and these guys just gave it all. It's like horse racing here.
And that's the thing. You have to be in top physical fitness to be able to compete on the world stage. You think you can pull off, a 25-minute heat, like half fit? No. These guys are going to put it on the gas every single chance they get. No, not only on the wave, but paddling out for priority as well. I'm tired just looking at that.
Yeah, I need a nap, Manny. I need a nap now. Louis getting a 6 point and a 6.5. He got a 6 for his a 6.5 for his flip, and he's in first position, holding that second priority. Joshua, he's been very busy in this heat, sitting with a 6 and a 6.5. 5.65, my bad. And Miguel sitting with a 4.5 and a 1.5. So Miguel still needing that second score, and he needs a 7.16 for that second position, and Joshua a 6.5 for the first position, with Joshua holding the priority.
Big shout out to a couple more people. Frederico is tuned in from Lisbon, the home of Pastel de Nata. You know I love that, brother. Thanks for the shout out, Frederico, in Portugal. And Craig de la Rey is at work watching the live stream from Johannesburg, South Africa. He wishes he was back in
So Llandudno is yes, very, very consistent and very good summertime break in Cape Town. So, right-hand wedge, cold as all hell, but damn it, it is good.
So, well, it sounds like you wish you were there too. But yeah, Craig, thanks for tuning in, Brew. And yeah, keep dropping some comments on our APB Facebook page. I'd love to give some shout outs for all of you tuning in from all over the world. We're coming down to the 12-minute mark here at the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. As we mentioned, this is the last heat for today's action, and it has been official. Tomorrow will be a lay day. We're going to check the reports for Saturday, but it looks like things are pointing towards Sunday for the next live action. But make sure you stay tuned on the APB Tour Facebook page for more details.
Yeah, just keep your eyes on all the socials, and we will be sure to keep you updated as soon as we know what's happening with the conditions. All right, no situation change, nothing yet, with a couple of sets coming in now, Manny. Let's see what's happening. We got Louis sitting with second priority. We got Joshua with first priority, and Miguel holding on tight for that third position. Oh, Heaven just arrived.
Oh my goodness.
Heaven just arrived.
All right, he knows exactly what I'm after. One of each. Yep. My tab, this is Diego. You can't see him. He's off screen right now, but he is the guy that's been hooking up some delicious vegan sandwiches and some vegan chocolate treats. But yeah, puffed quinoa covered in cacao with a wheat bun with homemade mayonnaise, lettuce, and some. I think my tab is up to 8,000 Chilean pesos, and I think I owe him. I owe you one more. So thank you very much, Diego. Sorry, guys. Got a little off track, but these things, he's going to disappear with that case of sandwiches within the next hour. Up and riding, Joshua Toledo. Oh, it just dredged right there on the dry reef right there.
Very risky, and I don't think it's worth it. Sitting in second position, risking it to go on the right-hander with a super low tide at the moment. he's got no priority, but just way too risky. Look at that.
Ooh, that thing just imploded on itself. And lucky for Joshua, he got out of the back, no problem. So coming down to the wire, it is Louis Finnegan, looking very strong with two high, a 6.5 and a 6. Joshua Toledo with that 6 is definitely going to help him when it comes down to the wire. It's Miguel Rodriguez. He needs to come up big right now with at least a 6-point ride to be in contention with 9 minutes remaining.
Yeah, ample time. Ample time for all these guys to improve their scores. Way is a little bit on the slow mark right now. But as we've seen with the last couple of heats, at the last 5 minutes, it got busier and busier, and some scores, massive upsets, massive scores dropping as the Louis is paddling into this one. Good looking wave as well, Manny.
Louis Finnegan coming off the top. Quick little spin, finds a little bit of pocket right there, but not much of a high scoring wave. It's not going to actually help him at all to get rid of his 6.5 or 6-point ride, but he's still keeping busy, staying warm.
Still keeping busy, correct. Here's a little bit of replay. Hooks a spin, a little bit of shade, and back out. I can recall a couple of years ago, I think it's like 2 years, maybe 2 or 3, in Arica, where complete blank right now.
Well, once it gets back to you, just bring it on in. But Louis Finnegan, the lone Australian in this event, still going, continuing on, and he will definitely, if he holds steady, holds pace to his rhythm right now, he will be advancing on into round number 6. But you know what? You can't put anything in stone just yet, because the last few heats, there's been several heats in round number 5 where it came down to the last 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and last minute. It was insane seeing the heat exchange changing. Look at the commentators asking for the time and the current situation.
Yeah, looking for the time, situation, and just going back on what I was saying, is the combinations from Amaury Laverne, where he span into the pocket, getting barreled, and massive end-ball maneuver. That was some incredibly tight surfing from him, and I think since then these guys have started to notice that even the smaller stuff, you can hook the spin, get into the pocket, and come out. And I'm absolutely frothing on Arica. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, I mean, it would great to see some of the riders that we've seen so far. I personally would love to see Yazdani Castro from Costa Rica put together whatever he can do to make it happen, and see him at Arica. From what I've seen yesterday and the last couple days from Yazdani Castro, to see him in Arica would be absolutely amazing. He's showing no fear. So I'm wondering if they're going to be able to pull that off and make that happen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in a week and a day from now at the first Grand Slam series up in Arica. But we're here. We're present right now at the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. And this is what we saw earlier. It just goes flat. Riders are waiting patiently, staying close together, and boom, a pulse of sets comes in, and everything changes right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, complete barrage of waves, and then just things going haywire from then, man. I mean, the last heat we had in the last 9 seconds, guys, changing position. So, guys, looking at this one, Louis also looking. We've got Miguel sitting a bit deep, and nobody going on that one. Everybody's thinking everybody's going to go. Afraid to relinquish that priority right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything's still situated because the second and third we're going for. Here we go. Joshua Toledo with third priority is able to pull off a nice clean maneuver right there. Comes into the inside. Nice reverse. And, yep, Joshua Toledo trying to improve on that 5.65, his lower of his 2 scores. It's a smaller wave. Let's take another look at this.
Yeah, a bit of an inside wave there, Manny, and then getting enough speed to pull the backflip, and then as he goes, finishes off with a cutback reverse. And as we on the button, the waves start appearing.
Wow. Yeah, this is it. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our last heat for today's action. We do have one more full day of action, and it looks like the meter is turning and pointing towards Sunday as being the last day of the Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. But please, again, stay tuned on APB Tour's Facebook page That's where you're going to get all the information. And I think a lot of people have been itching to go explore in and around Antofagasta. So I think a lot of people are going to take to the road tomorrow and see some beautiful things that are to be seen around here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna just go and go fishing tomorrow. I mean,
Are you a fisherman?
I dabble. I
Oh,
dabble.
okay.
I did pack a small rod, just in case.
All right, perfect. Well, let's see if you can make that happen. I mean, the fishing here is absolutely incredible from what I hear.
It is. And maybe I can make you some ceviche one day.
Yes. There's actually a Peruvian judge who sometimes shows up on the tour, and Kike, he'll have ceviche always cooked up for us. And he's not here on this event, so I'm kind of missing the ceviche. But look at this. Quick bottom turn straight up off the top. Miguel Rodriguez, he needed that. He needed to get rid of that 1.5 to get something really significant rolling. And look at this, Joshua Toledo on the outside.
All right, Joshua, good looking wave. Top to bottom roll, fairly high bottom turn there, and still just staying onto the wave. So you have to read this wave and see what it's doing now. When the tide starts pushing, Manny, it becomes a lot flatter. I don't think we're there yet, but he was on the high line and then hits the lip right over there. Normally, according to my knowledge, the judges want you to see a proper bottom turn, but sometimes it just doesn't give you that. So let's see what the judges think. Is it going to be better than his 5.65? I don't know.
3 minutes, 27 seconds remaining. So now it looks like Miguel Rodriguez is in contention now. 7.16, totally doable. I mean, looking at the scores across the screen and seeing some of the scores that were dropped today. I mean, Eder Luciano clocking a high 8.5, I believe. I'll go back in my stacked app to take a look at that past results. But yeah, I mean, it's totally doable to get those high scoring waves in these conditions. And I think Manuel Rodriguez definitely is capable of doing that. So 3 minutes remaining in this heat and in today's action. We're going to try to get Louis Finnegan as quickly as possible up into the interview area so we can get one last interview before we send you off to enjoy the rest of your day or night. But I'll get the word out right now to Begonia to make sure we can get Louis up in here. Wait, I'm already calling it, and it's not even over yet, so forget everything I said. Louis Finnegan and Joshua. Are we good to go? Yes, we are. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, yes, somebody forgot to put a little bit of gas in the generator. Can you believe that? But ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're going to end this properly with the interview with the winner of that last heat. It was Louis Finnegan and Joshua Toledo advancing on. Miguel Rodriguez, unfortunately, is cut from the contest, but Bego is with Louis. Bego, where you at?
Thank you very much, guys. So we're here with the winner of last heat. It's Louis Finnegan once again. Louis, how was it out there?
First of all, great question, Sugar Baby, so thanks for that. And now to answer your question, it was quite small, quite slow, but it was fun. For a free surf, you know, you'd have a little bit of fun out there, so that's pretty much what I did.
So you're saying you surfed the whole heat as if you were by yourself?
Well, we sort of were by ourselves. I was sitting on the end, they were trying to get the deeper ones, and not much came through, but I made the heat, and that's the main thing, so yeah, on to the next round.
Are you ready for the swell? It says it's going to be quite big, probably triple what you have been surfing these days. That'll be on Sunday, so it looks like we're going to stop for a few days and carry on Sunday, so what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm sort of struggling to walk because I'm so nervous, you know, I got jelly legs, but been doing my breath training at home, and I'm pretty pumped. I got my inflation vest, so it should be all good.
It's always about having fun, even in an interview. So yeah, congratulations on that one, and I don't know if you want to say hi or thanks to someone back home.
Yeah, well, my mum and dad actually messaged me saying they saw my last interview, so hey mama and papa, love you lots, and have fun in Europe because they're going away on a little adventure of their own. So yeah, have fun guys, love ya.
Okay, well congratulations and best of lucks for the rest of the competitions. Back to you guys.
All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Louis Finnegan and Joshua Toledo advancing on into that next round. And unfortunately, Miguel Rodriguez, the Peruvian, is out of the event. So really quick, your highlights from today.
Has to be Eda Luciana.
Yep.
Posting those massive scores, 2 big backflips, ARSs, a lot of projection off that, and just how all the heats ended today, Manny. It's down to the wire, nail bite action, and what a day of competition indeed.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. If you want to see all the scores from each one of the judges and the play-by-plays from the heats, make sure you download the Stacked app, and you can get it in the Apple Store, Google Play, and this is where you're going to get all the results, the heat draws. You can follow your favorite riders, and there's so much in there. Statistics, it's pretty incredible. So make sure you download Stacked app today, and so you're ready to go on the last day of competition, which looks like it's pointing to Sunday.
Indeed, and not small either. So let's hold all the fingers and our thumbs, and let's hope we can get a proper send-off.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stay tuned on the APB Facebook page. That's where you're going to get all the details. For now, I'm pretty sure tomorrow it has been called. We're taking the day off. Enjoy Friday. Well, it's going to be Friday for us here in Antofagasta. So check out the highlights from the last day of competition, commercials, and enjoy the rest of the day. We'll see you on the next live broadcast here from the 2018 Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Gracias, amigo. Aquí tengo mi jugo rico de la naranja. Y ¿sabes qué? Rico esto, rico el mar. Hoy, otro día increíble. La acción estaba muy espectacular y muchas sorpresas aquí en el campeonato de Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Miramos la acción.
competencia que está buenísima, tiene la modalidad de las mujeres, estamos aquí las guerreras representando en el podio para que sepan que esto no es solo de hombres, que aquí venimos las sirenitas a demostrar que también hay alto nivel.
Y bueno, ha estado súper buena la ola, los contrincantes han estado súper buenos y quiero invitarlos a todos a participar de este evento del ABBF 2018.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Dani Castro de Costa Rica y estoy muy contento de estar aquí en la primera fecha del Tour Mundial.
Miren, mañana los invito a todas las familias aquí en Feria del Mar y el Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival. Los vemos mañana.